Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Bottom of the Bill. We got the original Florida man in the house, Lane Pittman.
Is that all right if we call you that?
I don't care what you call me.
The OFM? Original Florida man.
The OG Florida man.
Well, thanks for being here today, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll do the obligatory cheers. I know you don't drink, so we'll just do the
There you go.
thing.
Did you get him a
My
water
cup
at
of
least?
air.
Do you
Or was
want
that
a
your
water?
water?
I had a water bottle. I had my Hydro Flask.
I'm going to go
But
get
it's
it.
but if you want to get it, you can. You
I'll
don't
get
have
it
to, though.
for you. Don't worry about it.
Good. Maybe I can plug my band even more, and somebody will
Yeah.
will actually get more than like 7 listens a month.
I feel that.
Talk,
I feel that
talk
struggle.
amongst yourselves. I'll go get your water.
Well, yeah. Let's get into that. Then you want to talk about is it K? I have it.
Let's hear you say.
Kasich.
There you go.
Is that correct?
There you. Yeah, that's
Do
right.
people
man.
usually say like Kasich or
Yeah,
something?
they say, is it Kasich or is it like K-Sick? It's just, dude, it's one word. It's the literal worst band name we could have picked.
Yeah. Why did you guys pick the name?
Dude, it was, okay, so we're a 3-piece. It's me, my brother, and my buddy Mitch that's the bass player. So I'm guitar, frontman, screamer. Christian's my brother, and he's the drummer, screamer, like whatever. So me and him, like, we've always played music together, like for as long as I can remember. We've always played in the back room, hashed stuff out, and this was like, I don't know how long ago, and I was like, hey man, like, let's get a band going together. Like, I sent him like a bunch of like band names or something, and it was like a typo, like I sent it to somebody, and I was like, oh, that'd be a cool band name. No, it's not. But I put it in the list, and he was like, dude, I think Kasich would be cool because no one else has that. I was like, because it sucks.
Well, that is true that nobody else has it.
Thank you. You
and
didn't spike it, did you? You filled it up? Okay.
filled up with something.
Billy heard I'm a conservative,
I got
man.
that.
He might.
I got that same water bottle, just a bigger one over yonder.
Let's play the guessing game real quick.
No.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's play the guessing game. How do you think you pronounce my band name right here?
Is it like Kasich?
You got it right.
That was such a natural.
That was nice, dude. Nice. Nobody really gets it right.
That kind of, well, there's no vowel in between this, so I assumed it was like that. I was gonna say maybe Cusack, but I was like, nah.
Cusack.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I mean, like, that just makes sense why it would be called Kasich. I can't imagine. I mean, I guess people do say Kasich though, and
People
other
have
things.
called it Kasich before.
Yeah.
If there's an apostrophe, I get it. Maybe you should just put like a big old period in between K and sick, and then people
Or
will get it.
dash.
The
or
thing is,
something.
it's supposed to
Or
look
dash.
like when I initially did it, like, so you got like a capital K at the front and at the end, and then you have SIC, which means like a misspelling, right? Like sick, like you put that and stuff. So that's kind of like K sick. It was a typo, but that's like the kind of little, I don't know, it was a little play on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know.
You guys ever think
It's a
about-
bad band name's what it is.
You guys ever think about reversing the last K, reversing the last K, like in making it all like
maybe when we put the new
cheesy.
single out, we could probably do something. Yeah, something super like cheesy.
You guys need a
Yeah.
marketing person or what? Because I can handle.
So technically, I'm everything.
Okay.
Because I'm the bank. For sure, I'm the bank. But yeah, man, maybe I don't know. We've always talked about changing the name. I just haven't found anything worth changing it to yet.
Yeah.
In order to like rebrand. So hey, if there's any labels that listen to this podcast, like
Ton of them.
you want to sign us, we'll change the name to whatever you want.
We don't care.
We're not sold on the name. Let's put it that way.
Whenever I meet somebody who has a band name that's like hard to pronounce or people pronounce it wrong, I just think of that thing you do.
Yeah, the Oneaters.
Oneaters instead of
The
the one.
what?
You ever see that movie? It's like a 50s movie with that thing you do. It's the name of the
I don't think so,
song
dude.
with Tom Hanks and Colin Hanks. And
Yeah, it came
No.
out like in like '97 or something.
Oh, it's a
an old
great-
movie.
I was 5 years old, so no.
I'm not that much older.
Yeah.
than you.
No, y'all are way.
We're way
Yeah,
older.
We're way
Way
older.
older.
Okay. But yeah, that's their name was the Wonders, but it's spelled Oneders instead of.
Wonders. I get it.
And,
okay.
and they were like, everyone's
Gotcha.
calling you the Oneaters.
Oneaters.
Yeah.
I could see that for sure.
And they did
for
that way
sure.
because like the Beatles with like beat versus Beatles BEETL.
Oh, beat. Oh, I've seen
rather
that.
than
Yeah,
BEAT.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Are
why.
we too unpopular opinions? Because that's like one of the worst band names ever.
Beatles.
What the Beatles?
the
with
Beatles.
EE.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's
pretty
not
bad.
though, right? Because they're probably one of the most famous
Or
bands ever
maybe
exist,
that's what
so.
I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter what your band name is. If you're
Yeah.
just good, that's great. Krungben, or however you say their name, nobody knows anymore. Just got super big, and then they're like, yeah, we were learning Thai like Thailand, the
Yeah,
language.
yeah.
And then they were like, oh, it's the Thai Thai word for airplane. And they're like, yeah, we really regret calling it that because we didn't think we were gonna get so big.
Oh wow.
And
What's the name of the band?
it's
Krombin.
Khruang.
How do you spell it, or how do you say it?
Krombin.
It's
Wow.
yeah.
And
Krombin.
what are they from America?
They're from
Like,
they're from Houston.
Houston,
They're
yeah.
from
Texas.
Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they.
And they blew up real quick. And so
Wow.
that's what
Is it a jam band?
No, it's like an indie rock band.
But
I would say indie funk.
They're
really
kind
more
of
than anything.
jammy. I mean,
They're a little bit jammy, but like their bassist Laura Lee was like, yeah, I was learning Thai and thought it was just like that's a really cool name. And before they were even close to being famous, they're like, fuck.
and then also has only been playing bass for like 4 years or something.
Yeah, and not
It's
too
insane.
shabby to look
Wow.
at.
Yeah, and they blew. Wouldn't that be nice? That'd
Yeah.
be freaking sweet. I just want like one song to just blow up, and I just get royalties from it for the rest of my.
I just want people to
Although-
show up to our shows.
Yeah, hey, let's start there, bro.
Let's start there.
Let's start there, man. That'd be great. Yeah, I think my favorite moment ever with K-Sick, the band name. Like, so we used to do like kind of covers and originals like type of deal. Like we'd go out play at Lynch's and we'd play all of our covers, and then we'd switch our bass player and then go play all of our originals. And
You switch in the middle of the show?
No, not in the middle of the show. We'd go play at like another gig or something, like another place. And dude, I remember we were playing Lynch's one time. Dude was hammer drunk, and he was like, play something. Play something. It wasn't Freebird. I don't remember if it was Freebird. But it was like, play some song. And I just kind of looked at him. I was like, dude, we don't really take requests. Like, we have like our set of songs, and that's it. And we got done playing another song. He just walks by and goes, K-Sick, more like K-Suck. It just left.
Oh my
And I was like, dude, that was good.
Solid burn.
I was like,
Solid burn.
that was good, dude. I respect that.
That sucks.
Solid burn.
K-Suck.
Yeah, don't make your band name something that you can turn into an insult immediately.
Yeah.
Or do it. I mean, maybe
Or
you pop
do it.
off. I don't flipping know. That's
Uh.
marketing, bro.
What what was the process of forming the band?
So like me and my brother, we've played forever, since he was like a kid, and just he's a super gnarly drum player. He's a great musician overall, man. Got a good voice and everything, but we kind of learned our chops kind of together. And we never had anything solid for a while. Like, I'm like 7 years older than him, so he's like my half brother. And I'm like, I'll never be in a band with this kid. Like, this freaking kid, like whatever. And then just as it progressed, he just got so gnarly. And I was like, dude, we should actually do something, And I played in a high school band that sounded like a watered down Red Hot Chili Peppers, but way worse. And and so the bass player in that band, he's a good homie of mine. His name's Mitch, and he loves metal music too, but he would never like kind of bring it around like the Chili Pepper kind of thing. And I don't know. So eventually I started learning how to play just like a little bit more heavier stuff. And I was like, dude, like you want to like hop back in this like little project. And he was like, oh yeah, dude, give me that. And so
It's a good impression, I'm sure.
dude, he's stereotypical bass player, just like super deep voice. But dude, he rips, man. He plays freaking really well too. I'm definitely the least talented in our band. Like the least talented.
I thought your playing was great on the recordings I heard. Listening to the
thanks,
singles and
man.
stuff. Yeah.
I think I suck.
Well, how long you been playing for?
Close to 20 years, probably, man. I got a guitar when I was like, for Christmas. I didn't even ask for it, but my dad gave me a guitar for Christmas, and I was like, cool. I think my arm was broken at the time. I had it in a cast.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got a Christmas present I can't use. I was like, sweet.
Fun.
So I had to wait a little bit, and then I almost quit. I almost quit playing. But, I don't know. If you learn something cool and you got your friends and your kid, they're like, man, that's so cool. Play it again. Play it again. And you play this one thing. Dude, my one thing was the intro to Wanted Dead or Alive by John Bon Jovi.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I remember learning that one a long time ago, too. Yeah.
That was like the first cool thing that I learned.
That is a cool melody, actually. It's a cool
It's
line
pretty
to play.
sick. It's
Yeah.
pretty sick. It's
My
not
favorite
bad,
part of
man.
that song is just play for keeps.
Yeah.
Playing for keeps.
Yeah, I just
dude.
do that like around the house or whatever.
I like the echo. It's like wanted.
Yeah.
The echo's so good.
You could pull off a good Bon Jovi, I feel like, in like a tribute band or something.
Man, if I could sing good, sure. That's why I switched to like screaming vocals because I was like, dude, my singing is just not there.
So I'm curious about were you always drawn like to metal? Was that something you always wanted to play, or was it just kind of fall in your lap?
It kind of fell in my lap. My dad grew me up with like 80s hair metal, like Rat, Poison, Def Leppard, like Quiet Riot, stuff like that. Like I always loved like the guitar playing, just like, just the I don't know if you want to call it like party vibe feel behind that type of stuff.
The classics.
Yeah, the classics, dude. I mean, freaking, they're so good.
Yeah.
But I remember I heard my first like hardcore like guitar riff, and it was it's so lame now. Unholy Confessions by Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay.
So I was like, I gotta learn that.
Yeah.
Freaking learn that riff, and I was like, that's freaking cool. And then I heard, that's kind of just like ended there. I learned that one lick, and I was like, yeah, the screaming stuff's like super dumb. Like I would never do that. And I was like, the guitar's cool though. And so then I kind of eased my way into. Have you ever heard of Maylene and the Sons of Disaster?
No.
Okay, they're like Leonard Skinner, but covered, like drenched in kerosene, like set on fire.
Okay.
They're like southern type metal, like Pantera-esque.
Okay.
If that's what you want to kind of, just not as ripping as Dimebag.
Maylene and the Sons of Disaster.
Maylene and the Sons, and they're a Florida-based band.
That makes sense.
I heard a song from them on my buddy's MySpace profile, and I was like, I gotta learn that. That is super cool. And then just like fell in love with that band, and then that band kind of eased my way into like kind of heavier stuff and heavier, and it kind of progressed. But none of my friends at the beach really listened to that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. No, I mean, none of my friends. People for sure did. But those kids were always like way too. I couldn't hang around those kids. Those kids were way too cool. They're like the Words in Red crew and like, I don't know, just like all those old like hardcore scenes. They were just like getting tattoos, and I'm just like, I'm not that cool. I'm like, no. So one of my best friends, he was like, dude, you should like listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, yo, they're great too. I love the Chili Peppers. I really do. I love like both. I love all ends of the spectrum when it comes to music. And did like a deep dive on the Chili Peppers. Like John Frusciante, the guitar player. I was like, okay, I can write like songs like listening to this guy. You can write like, you can sing to it. You can do something. It's not just like something super brutal, And so I learned how to play that kind of style of stuff, and played that for like, I don't know how long. And I was like kind of stuck with that for a little bit, but there's always something like in the back of my mind that was like, dude, you should play some heavy stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. And so then the whole Hurricane video thing happened, and Slayer picked up like the freaking, like they retweeted it. Slayer did like the Raining Blood thing. And I was like, all right, there's a time and place for me to market myself as like a metal dude. I was like, I need to do this now. Like, what I'm saying? I just need to go into it. And I always wanted to do metal. So it just happened at that moment. It was like the push. It was like, you just do it.
Yeah, like it's like God telling Lieutenant Dan to like chill out, but except for like, yeah, I made this hurricane for you, son.
Yeah, that's exactly right, brother. That's exactly right.
I have.
Is that really okay?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was like, is that really what happened? It was like, yeah, the deciding moment. Yeah, heavy metal.
It was more like it just kind of like that thought was always in the back of my head. Like me and my brother were kind of writing heavier things and stuff, and like riffing a little bit. But it never really formed into something until all this like metal community started. Like I started gathering around that, and I was like, dude, I just actually need to do this. I actually need to just try. And I mean, it's been fun. I don't plan on like my band blowing up or anything, but if the opportunity came and we got to play, we have something to show. So man, I love doing it too. Like it's super fun, man. Like metal is a freaking fantastic genre to play. Not my mom and relatives are like, what the heck are you doing? Like, what is this?
Just curious, like what's the like I don't know the word I'm trying to say. Like, what's the scarcity for metal keyboardists?
What do you? Oh, it's like hard to find them.
Yeah, is it hard to find metal keyboardists?
I haven't asked.
You haven't asked?
I haven't asked.
All
I know that metal projects do have like synth-esque players. Like synth slash like backing tracks,
Like
type
Doom
stuff,
kind of stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. And like pads and everything, and
Even prog, like some of the heavier prog
Yeah,
stuff,
for
like
sure.
like bands like Periphery and stuff like that. You'll
Yep.
hear like
Yep.
weird synthy stuff going on.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've never really been into that type of metal. I'm more of like you should have a guitar, maybe 2 guitars, drum, bass.
I
like,
think that's
front
maybe
band.
why I felt so excluded from that side of things. It's like
Oh,
I
is
could
that
like
why?
Well,
I could
dude,
like it, but
do
at
you-
the same time I wouldn't be able to like. I can't even jam with you.
Well, how do you ever heard of Under Oath?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, he has that's like the coolest. That's like for me the coolest. His name's Chris. I know him, and he's like the nicest, coolest dude ever. But he just like is a maniac on stage, bro. Like behind his thing, and I'm like, I would like to play piano because this dude's just ripping so hard and just going ham. You
Yeah.
know, like it works for sure.
I'm just curious.
It's there.
Especially with, I feel like maybe not so much synthesizers, but like piano. I
Yeah.
feel like because it's such a classically based
That's what I mean.
genre of music.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just feeling like fuck it. Like in my 30s, I want to branch out.
Do it, dude. Why not?
I just have a feeling though it'd be like, okay, we're gonna need you on this one song, and then I'll be like, cool, I'm just gonna stand here for the rest
Well,
of the
the thing
set.
is, you got to find other ways to like, even if it's not on the recording, you
Yeah.
can find ways to implement it live on certain things,
Yeah.
which would be cool too.
like
you know?
throw a piano.
Or you just be a
Dude.
fucking roadie and then just play on one song.
And
then
just go
that's
there and
every
freak out and
musician's
but
dream
dude,
to
that-
be a roadie.
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
that's about the best you got going for you, bud.
Dang, shots
Just joking,
fired.
That's all.
No, that's fine.
It's part
Yeah,
of
it's fine as well.
I was just
We
curious.
have fun here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was just wondering what it was like being a metal musician, and if there was room for a piano. And it just
There-
I always
for sure.
He wants to audition for your band, is what he's saying.
No, not at all. I wasn't trying to leave side hustle to start a metal band. I was just wondering what it was like. That's what I do. I play piano, and I don't play anything else. I can barely sing, so I'd be like, that'd be all I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that great of a guitar player either. So I mean, I found a way to do it. You know, like whatever.
I mean, it's a hard genre to play on guitar, man. I've sat there, not practiced as much as I should, but I mean, I've sat there and like worked on it where I do like downstrokes, like 16th note downstrokes.
Yeah.
For like, I get at 120 BPMs, I can go for maybe 2 measures, and then my hand just stops.
Well, you're practicing harder than I am, brother.
But you're better at it. But I would imagine you're better at it than I am, which is what's fucking crazy.
What about
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. That's the person that really pushes me to get better is my brother. Like, he effortlessly can play that stuff on drums, and he's like, no, it goes like this. You know, he's just like, it goes like this, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, man. Like, I don't know, bro.
It's an impressively hard genre to play, I will say.
It's a
especially
lot
on
of
guitar.
fun. My hardest thing is screaming on top of playing it.
Yeah, that's gotta be
that's
fucking.
my number one. It's like if I write something that's already hard for me to play, and then I have to scream on top of it, one of the two are not going to be good live. So I have to like practice both of those things like a lot to get them to work. You know.
my friend in high school? He went to Providence too. You probably know him too if you went there like when you were younger. His name's Perry Rose. He used to go by Trey.
Maybe.
Anyways, he ended up being in a post-hardcore band, and he was a screamer for it.
Yeah.
I feel so bad saying screamer. Vocals.
You could. It doesn't matter,
Right,
dude.
vocals.
And if people get pissed off by labels like that,
I
then
just
whatever, dude.
No. I'm more
I
more
mean-
saying that I feel
Yeah.
like I sound
You feel
stupid.
like you like it like undermines them or something, undercuts them.
No, it just sounds like I'm just like a dumb
Uneducated, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways,
You're not.
But he would practice that. I'm just like, holy fuck. He was a hell of a piano player too.
Really?
But I was just like, you practice that? Like, how do you even practice that without like just destroying your whole throat?
Dude, it's a process. 'Cause
Yeah.
I mean,
It's advanced
to
level
me,
singing,
I'm
in my
still,
opinion.
like, I still feel like I'm not doing it right. Like there's like this one chick. She's called Melissa Cross.
She from OTEP.
I don't know.
OTEP was like I mean, there's like been several metal singers.
No,
metal
she's
singers now.
not.
She's not.
She's old. I swear, this old like witch is what she is. She's like she's a ginger, so she's cool in my book. She's cool in my book, anyways. But she's cooler because she's a ginger. But she literally, all the big screamers that are like vocalists, whatever you want to call them, they like go to her and she teaches them how to like perfect their like screaming. And a lot of people blow their throat out and they actually have to have like emergency vocal cord surgery and stuff like that.
Blow your throat out?
Dude. Yeah, it happens.
That sounds
it
so
happens
awful.
a lot, dude. It happens a lot because people think they legitimately have to yell and like scream, like if they like blood, like bust a freaking vein in their forehead, like type of scream.
So you don't actually like put all your effort into it.
It's like called like a fault chord or something.
Ooh,
like,
wait, what?
Like wow.
Well, okay, but what did you call that?
False chord.
A false chord.
Yeah, false. It's something like that. Ghost chord. I don't really know the technical term.
Interesting. Yeah, because it's like, is that gonna be in key with anything? You're just screaming, but it sounds like it's in key. You know what I mean? It sounds like I could be like, that sounds like a D. It's probably always D.
Well,
and then
it probably depends on how heavy of a band you play in. Like if you're playing with a band that's like drop A or whatever, whatever you're in,
so low.
whatever you're in, like 7-string, just like sludge, just like you know. Like you could like, there's a band that I really like. It's called Knocked Loose, and the screamer for that band has like a high pitched scream, like a yell type of high pitched thing. I hated it at first. I thought it was like the most annoying. It sounded to me at first, it sounded like a squawking bird or something. I was like, how does anybody listen to this? And then it waited a couple days, and I was like, man, that song was actually pretty good. I turned it, and then it just kept progressing. I was like, this band is so sick, and it, like, fits. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if some vocalists just have a natural scream in, like, the key that they're just trying to get, and all of a sudden it gets there, or if they actually work on it. Like, I don't know. We're not super heavy. We play in, like, drop C or something, and it's not, like, as gnarly as we could be or should be, I guess, to be a true metal band. But Lamb of God is, like, super heavy band in my opinion. Like they got awesome heavy breakdowns, and like the emotion behind the song to me is heavy, and they're in drop D, so they're up a whole flipping key, and I love them, so
does that make like a metal band heavier? Is like
people,
the tuning? They're like,
I think
they're not even drop D, dude.
Dude, you know what? Probably. I'm
sure
people probably see me up there with a Stratocaster, a 6-string Strat, and they're like, "This guy's a joke." Probably,
really?
Probably, man.
Oh,
I mean,
goodness.
you have to think about like first off, tonally, what happens when you drop.
Without
you know
a
what I
doubt.
mean? And then also, there's like, in that world, I'll speak more for the prog side of it because that's what I'm a little bit more familiar with. But like the custom guitars and like
they're
the
all about it, man.
7 strings and like the
they're all
8
about it.
strings, and it's like
they're like super techie type
and
things.
they
That's
look
like their thing though.
yeah.
I'm getting like more and
It's
more
like
interested
math metal.
without listening to anything. I'm just like, I just want to know all the like the technical stuff, and then that's what's making me be like, I want to find out
It's
about
a,
this.
it's,
gets
a,
heady.
it's a never-ending
You dig it.
rabbit hole for
Yeah.
me. It's to me. I mean, you could sit there and research, and it's like you just scratch the surface. And then guess what? Tomorrow they got something new that comes out that's way cooler.
They started doing the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
Well, like a few years ago, they started doing. Well, not a few. It's been longer than that now. They started doing like the fan fretting. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, the fanning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
What
like
does that mean?
The frets are like at an
fretboard
angle.
Fans out like this.
So doesn't that make like every single string go out of tune even more and more?
Supposed to make it like easier to play,
easier to
hit
like
the notes.
sweep and like shred.
Oh, but
Yeah.
then it's like tuned correctly.
it's the intonation's
Yes.
correct
Oh,
on it.
that's
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I meant to say. And
Yeah.
then oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
interesting to me.
It's pretty cool,
And
dude.
then they have like extended range on the higher octaves, so it'll be like more. They'll have like more frets to work with.
Yeah.
The way that the what's goddamn it, there's like I sound like a complete idiot now, but like on strats you'll notice how like there's like a curve at the bottom. It's so you can get higher up the cutaway. Jesus Christ, there's like a cutaway, so like the cutaways are deeper on their guitars also, so you can get like way higher up.
Super high. Have you ever seen the scalloped frets?
Yes, with like Ingve Malmsteen
What's
uses
that?
those.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of an older thing, but still, it's like pretty cool. It's kind of crazy.
It's wild. You have to
Yeah.
have the best technique in the world to play those, because if you press it too hard, that
it
note goes
bends.
sharp.
Yep, it'll bend, man. So I mean, people, that's what they kind of, it's there to do some cool stuff with it, but it's just, to me, the gear
exactly what it
side,
sounds
it's
like.
literally scallop the wood out.
I'm more confused as to why you would do that. or like
something in your bag of tricks that you can do.
Because
That's cool.
if you watch it,
Does
if
it
you watch the
sound
way
different
Yngwie,
or something?
well, no, if you watch the way that Yngwie plays, it allows you to apply less pressure
Oh, so
and
you
still
just,
get
like,
the
barely
sound.
touch it?
But
Yeah,
then
'cause it just sits right on the.
Ooh.
exactly. But then also, if you want to, instead of bending the note, you can just press harder,
Press into it. Yep.
and then you don't have that thing stopping you, right?
So you could like destroy Eruption, Van Halen. Doing that.
Yngwie could probably play that like 1,000 times back to back in his sleep without even thinking about it. Hey everyone, just want to take a second to talk to you about one of our favorite music venues, Blue Jay Listening Room. Blue Jay is a space for true music lovers where every ticket is a backstage pass. Silence your cell phones, enjoy a nice glass of wine or craft beer, and be part of an intimate experience unlike anywhere else in Jacksonville. Hear national and local artists sing their original songs and share the stories behind them in a space carefully curated for the premier show-going experience. I personally have seen some of my favorite shows here, as well as having played with some of my heroes. Not only is Blue Jay a wonderfully unique experience, it has become a staple in the Florida music scene. Mention Bottom of the Bill on your next visit and receive 10% off your tab. Blue Jay is located at 2457 3rd Street South, Jacksonville Beach, and be sure to check out www.bluejayjacks.com for news, ticketing, and events.
So,
I
who
don't
do you
play
think
guitar.
the best guitar player ever? That's the most common question. I have one answer.
best guitarist.
The best,
like,
the most.
like technically
Yeah,
no. Let's just say. Okay, let's say.
best
Let's-
songs. I don't know.
I would say innovator. Let's put it that way. Who do you think the best was?
Oh, the innovator for sure is Jimi Hendrix. Right?
Jimmy's up there. It's between Jimmy and Eddie for me. Jimmy and
I
Eddie.
mean, you can make the same argument if you're going to say that for Eddie Van Halen. You could say the same thing for like Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads,
because he was doing a lot of the finger tapping
Oh, yeah.
stuff around the same time, if not before. But then there was a lot of guys like earlier jazz guys that were doing the finger tapping stuff like back in the 50s.
Yeah,
but
that's
who
true.
really changed it? I think
Who
it's Eddie, dude.
innovated
It's
it.
it's either Jimmy or Eddie. Those are the two.
Especially for like the metal side of things, I would definitely say like without Eddie Van Halen, like
For sure.
that shit never would have got started.
No.
I don't know.
But I think Jimi Hendrix is the one who like just started like
He's-
fucking electric guitar and like
Yeah.
making it fucking powerful
Oh
and
yeah,
everything.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So for me, it's a tie between those two. I went to Jimmy's grave in Seattle. It's pretty,
Oh, yeah?
pretty cool. I put my little pickup in the headstock.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I got a little emotional. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's definitely an innovator more than anything else, I think.
That's what I said too.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's hard to say, man. There's been so many like leaps in styles over the course of the instrument's existence that it's hard to say like who was the greatest or who was like the best innovator. I mean, Eddie Van Halen did his thing. Hendrix did his thing.
Yeah.
Then there was, like earlier country guys like Hank Garland and doing a lot like that kind of like that early chicken picking kind of thing. It's like it's hard to say like who was pushing the envelope when and who did it better.
Who do you think's pushing the envelope now?
Ooh, as a guitarist,
Man, I think
Tough, dude.
I think that if you look at a guy like Derek Trucks and see what he did with the
Sure.
slide.
Yep.
I'm not trying to say without a doubt that he's not an amazing guitarist, but innovative.
But you don't know. But do you know about
The
slide guitar?
Yeah, I understand, but like that's like from the like.
But I'm sorry.
It's
But
from
do you
back
understand
then,
how? But do you know why what he does with it is so different than everyone else who came before him?
I understand completely, but I mean,
So that's what I'm saying.
Isn't he not playing like with an open or something? What's he doing?
He does play
something different.
He plays open tunings. He also plays standard tunings. He's got
Yeah.
like several different tunings for different guitars.
Yeah.
But like, he does. He was. I mean, man, it's hard to like.
I'm not saying he's not good. Without a fucking doubt, he's probably the best fucking person.
No, I'm
alive
saying
that
that
plays
he's.
guitar, but
I'm saying
just
that he's
like,
really. He was a big innovator for the instrument.
Yeah, I
And
could
the-
see that, and kind of like brought it back at the same time too.
Yeah, just with the approach that you play slide guitar.
Something
He
different.
played it more like a pedal steel player in a church would play
Yeah.
it, rather than like typical slide blues guitar.
I can't think of a guitarist that plays a guitar in any other fashion than a normal way. They're just very, very good at it.
Steve Jordan
So
does
maybe,
it.
maybe you're right.
Steve Jordan though also he plays very percussive. So all of his stuff is like he just plays the fretboard basically with
Yeah.
both hands, which is kind of like a take on what Van Halen was doing back in the day. But it's such a different style. It's more jazz and like it's like bass
yeah.
self-accompaniment kind of stuff.
What do you think about the dudes that like have the acoustic guitar and they do like the
Shit's dope. I love that.
I got one of my best friends. He was like one of my groomsmen, and actually, one of my, like Chili Pepper high school band. He started doing that junk, and he is filthy on it, dude. It's like, what is that movie, August Rush or something?
Yeah.
Just absolutely shredding. Like, that's like what he does.
I think that shit's awesome, man. It's not what I want to do with it, but I really appreciate.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I really don't.
You don't find it? Are you not entertained?
Exactly. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick about it at all, but I'm just like, oh, just don't do that.
I just think it's really cool, some of the arrangements of songs that they do.
Well, and to be fair, like I like when people like kind of use it to like have like a drum beat behind it and everything like that. But when it's all just like and it's not even them playing guitar anymore. It's just them hitting the guitar. I don't like it.
Yeah,
not your cup of tea.
Subjective opinions.
Yeah,
all right.
It's just different.
That's one of your what's it called?
Unpopular
opinion.
Yeah,
I did. I'll get that actually all the time when I'm on TikTok, and I'm just like, oh, one of these guys again. I'm like, nah, get out of here.
I mean, I think it's pretty entertaining.
And what I always see on TikTok is it's like a college kid that's just like going hard on all the percussive stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a dick even saying that, but I really do. I see it and I go, not this again. Yeah. That's awesome. Asking us questions.
Just got another unpopular opinion that was just writing
down.
No.
That's fine. We'll wait.
Well, I mean, who's your favorite guitar player right now? Who do you think is like pushing the envelope?
Just people that I'm like currently looking up to. As far as it's more of like. I would say more of like it's more of like the icon behind it, because I don't know if anybody's necessarily like, I feel like almost the envelope has been pushed as far as like technical, like especially the metal world. Like,
yeah,
I feel like everyone's just gnarly,
fucking Toast and the Bossy or whatever from fucking
whatever they are. Like they're just so ridiculous. So I like more of like songwriting and how can you write differently and make your band sound differently from riffing or like whatever, like what's unique to this type of person. There's two that come to mind for the metal stuff is Isaac Hale from Knocked Loose. He's freaking really good. Just chrome dome bald guy, just like I'm pretty sure he's like endorsed by like Schecter or Ibanez. He's an Ibanez guy. He's got his like own thing. He's super gnarly. I love his writing style. I love the way that he kind of does things. I mean, I don't know if it's just him or if, how they collectively write, but he stands out to me as an artist and somebody that can seem super creative. I know he's helped other bands produce albums and stuff like that too. So he's a younger dude. He's like probably 24, 25, younger guy. And then the other one is a chick who's also a ginger. And her name is Reba Myers, and she plays in Code Orange.
Not Reba McEntire.
No. This chick is
who's also ginger.
It's just super cool. Like she's late 20s probably. But it's super cool to see a chick like just shred. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like super cool. And then like watching. Like she totally sticks out from her band, like the band she's in, and like they're all like really good, really talented, whatever. But everybody watches Reba. Like literally, I was like watching their like live stream on Instagram, and it was just like the band's profile, and all of a sudden they brought in the Reba chick, and the view count just like went through the freaking roof.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like there's something super cool about like watching just a chick just rip your face off. Like it's sick, dude.
Yeah, it's not what people are used to seeing.
No, man, no. And she's like, she seems like a pretty cool, chill person. I got a buddy that shot for that band a couple times, and everybody says everybody in that band's cool, but like I would love to see that band. They were supposed to be here, man. They were supposed to come and play with my buddy's band, Rhythm of Fear.
Rhythm of Fear, yeah.
Yeah, y'all should have Jay on here. That guy's so cool.
I'd fucking love to. I'm trying to get as many people in that world.
And that's Mikey's
band.
Yeah, Mikey. Yeah. I think he manages them to some degree.
Yeah.
Freaking Jay is like, he made, well, not this wedding band, but he made my actual wedding band and my wife's. And that guy's, that's a homie. But Code Orange was supposed to play with Rhythm of Fear at Underbelly, and they like it was like they were on tour with Slipknot, and I think it was like off dates or something.
Okay.
And they were like, yo, we're just gonna hit some of these towns that we could probably do well in, and freaking something happened with probably some type of COVID protocols or something, and of course, and so they got like they weren't allowed to play those off dates for some reason.
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, I was like,
I can see Slipknot
it was
putting that
like
on them. Yeah.
I want to say it was like a week before the show, and I was like, freaking yeah, this is gonna be so sick. It's gonna be so sick. And then, sorry, this event has been canceled. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I texted Jay. I was like, dude, what is happening right now? And he's like, don't worry, man. We're still going to be playing. So they still had a show. Rhythm of Fear play. That's the first time I've actually gotten to see them play. And, dude, that band is phenomenal live. They're so good, dude. They're so good. Rhythm of Fear.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Shout out.
Rhythm of Fear. Shout out.
Nice.
Go listen to Rhythm of Fear.
Buy their
awesome.
merchandise also. It's a dope shirt.
I bought 2 shirts.
Hell yeah.
2 shirts, and I will buy more.
Was it fuck, I was gonna say something and I just
well,
lost it.
I'll make it up for you. I want to go to a metal show real bad.
You want to go?
Yeah.
We should go, dude.
I'm just saying, like, which one should I go to?
I wouldn't go to. I mean, okay, you can go to whatever you want,
And
but I mean, how intimidated are you by like mosh pits and stuff?
So like I'm like Rainbow and Princesses, like
Okay.
Lisa Frank Lunchbox.
Do you ever have any desire to
situation.
have a pit experience?
No.
Okay, then it doesn't really matter what show you go to. Then you'll be fine at any of them as long as you hang in the back. No one's gonna mess with you.
But is that like the good show to go to? Is with the pits?
I mean, most if you're at a metal show, they're probably gonna have a mosh pit. Like theoretically, you
Okay.
should have. I mean, unless like you're playing it's a band that's like, got nobody there.
I saw Cradle of Filth one time.
I saw Cradle of Filth,
and I was
oh my God.
I was very underwhelmed by their mosh pit, I will say.
Was it? It was probably super weak. Well,
Super weak, yeah. It was very underwhelming. Then I went into a Disturbed mosh pit at Ozfest one year, and that was fucking
Disturbed's
ridiculous.
Huge. Disturbed is huge, and yeah, if you're at Ozfest too, man, those people. You ever been to Rockville?
Yeah, I went last year. Yeah.
Okay.
When it was still in Jacksonville.
It wasn't last year. It got canceled.
2019. Sorry, yeah, when Tool was headlining.
Tool headline. I feel like I worked that one. I worked like the back end of that one. I think I used to work with one of the
production teams.
It was called it was one of the tents. It was called the Music Experience, and they literally, dude, that company's pretty sweet too. It was a pretty righteous gig. I got to MC, and they literally had, it was like a pop-up guitar center. They just brought all these guitars and all these reps, and people would go in there, and they had like 30 seconds to shred contests and stuff like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I worked that for like a year and a half or maybe a year. And that's how I know Mikey. That's how me and Mikey we really bonded over one of the experiences. Yeah, we had a long drive home back from North Carolina, man, in a Prius.
Nice.
And we daggum, I think we left. We didn't even watch the Foo Fighters set, dude. But the Foo Fighters were headlining somewhere in North Carolina or South Carolina, and we're just like, look, like we just needed to go. Like it was like things were not going good, and we were just like, we got to get out of here. I'm not going into detail, but we drove literally from like close to midnight in North Carolina and just drove straight back to Jacksonville.
Oh my God.
And that was forever. Me and Mikey's like that whole trip, me and Mikey really bonded.
Mikey's a good guy to do that trip with, I'm sure.
Yeah, I like him.
Man, dude, I would do it. Any trip Mikey wanted to do, all he's got to do is just tell me. He's like, hey man, I want you to go on this trip. And I'm like, I'm there, bro.
He after the podcast he did with us here, we were here till like 2:00 in the morning just talking shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like conspiracies all night.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Dude,
I forgot
man.
about that.
Dude,
that's our fucking boy right there, Mikey.
He is like I mean, everyone always like, oh, this person's the nicest or this person's the coolest. Mikey is the nicest and the coolest guy you will ever meet.
Legitimately.
Yeah,
and
sure.
he actually made this whole thing happen here. He put us in contact. That's
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
He's a fucking G, man. I love Mikey.
He is, dude. He is, man. Super
Another
cool
guy's
guy.
getting way too many fucking shout outs on our podcast. Fuck you, Mikey.
Don't listen to him. I think
was
you're
joking.
a great guy, MC, whatever.
We did that when he was on. We were giving like all these shouts to Eric Kaufman, the sound guy at 1904 and Underbelly and all that.
Oh, word.
And we told him to go fuck himself also because he was getting way too much love on that episode.
That's hilarious.
I can't wait. I
He
didn't.
runs good sound there, man.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
man.
he's a stallion.
He's
the
coming
best
with us
that's
to
good,
Orange
dude.
Blossom Review that we're playing December 3rd, 3:30. By the way,
Hey, there
That's
you
gonna
go.
be a good one.
There you
he's running
go.
sound for us there.
What's the name of y'all's band?
Side Hustle.
I've heard of that. I feel like I've heard
It's
of
a
y'all.
household name.
Yeah, Side Hustle.
It's also
Yeah.
a pretty common term that people just use for pretty much everything.
Whatever.
Which is a
Hey,
really
my,
good.
my band's name's K-Sick. All right, like whatever.
Did
Yeah,
you see?
well-
Did you not have time to see my post today?
Your post?
Yeah,
You're talking to me.
I'm trying to make more content.
What? I didn't see your post.
You didn't see my post?
No.
I saw today on Instagram. There was somebody saying that you should do the Elon Musk 6-month challenge to be more like Elon Musk, who was the son of.
Do you want to be like Elon Musk?
I just want to be.
I just want to be rich.
I don't want.
That'd be nice.
I don't want to look like that
I just
guy.
want to be rich. That's
He
about
looks
it.
like he's wearing a human suit, but.
I mean,
But yeah,
probably.
you didn't see that? Here, I'll show you that.
6 months challenge.
Yeah, read it out.
No productivity.
But I crossed
wake,
out porn.
Wake up. Drink only Diet Mountain Dew.
That's good.
Watch TikTok for 4 hours. 5 to 6 times a week. Get blackout drunk.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Take Tylenol and start a side hustle.
Yeah.
Start
I
side
like it.
hustle.
Yeah,
That's a good one,
that's
right?
a good one. That's a
Trying
good
to make
one.
more content.
Did you tag side hustle?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
And I'm also trying to make the hashtag side hustle is a band a thing. Side hustle is a band. It's not.
So-
It's not a
It's-
side
it's-
hustle.
Is it not your main source of income?
That was the whole point of it. Yeah, no, it's not.
It's just
That's
your
why
side
it's-
hustle.
And in that
That's
sort,
awesome.
and
I
that
like
sort of
that.
thing, it's kind of ironic at this point, which is great.
Because we want to make it our main source of income.
Yeah.
We're trying.
I mean, that's what every artist and creative would like to do.
it's
I'm
gonna
not
happen.
giving up on it. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just got married about a year ago.
Good for you.
Thanks, man. I love
Congratulations.
my wife. And just put an offering on a house, and I'm like, you know what, man? If I have a kid, and I just have my little media company, and she's a school teacher, well, it's a pretty good life.
So-
it's a pretty good life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of
I mean,
course.
totally, man. What do you do with your media company?
I do like videography, like kind of stuff like this. Do like weddings, drone work.
You think this is videography?
Not really, but
We're gonna
to
get
a
a couple
degree.
iPhones and put them around here
Yeah,
too. Maybe tape
to a
them to the
degree.
wall.
Yeah. We need to get y'all some multi angles up here.
That's
okay.
what we need for sure.
Yeah.
Do you work for free? It's great exposure.
No, yeah. I'm a videographer. That's why they call me Billy Spielberg.
Okay. All right.
See if that's gonna catch on.
Nobody
Probably not.
has ever called you that. Nobody will ever call you that.
I don't. I'm not.
Yeah, I love that one.
But yeah.
I don't really have a lot of money. Can you do this for free?
Yeah,
I was like, dude, you can't even give me like $50.
No,
like,
it's all exposure here, baby. You got it.
Man, dude, that's like a slap. I mean, it's one thing if you're like doing a video for, freaking massive like Aerosmith or something. You're like, yeah, I did a video with Aerosmith, and like you could just say that,
Yeah.
like that's already holds weight.
They need free work.
But
for
Aerosmith would probably just pay you because they don't
can.
care. They
Yeah.
will just pay you.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
They wouldn't ask you to do something for free.
It's funny. There was an interview with Ringo Starr, and he was like, "When you have nothing, they give you nothing. When you have everything, they give you everything."
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
true.
Like-
that's very true,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, they just want to flip. So the few different times that I've had like viral stuff going on. It's weird. Like people like just they're really adamant about like giving you free things sometimes. It's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
What'd you
just the way that they give it.
What do you mean?
Like a T-shirt. They're Like
Okay.
I had some company give me. They're like, hey, we want to give you some T-shirts, and I was like, cool. So whatever, like ship them to me, great. And then like they just kept bugging me. Hey, can you make a post? Hey,
Yeah.
can you make a post?
There's
Hey,
a-
can you make a post?
There's
And I was
stipulations.
like, oh my gosh. And then you feel scummy because you're like, this person gave me something. Maybe I should do whatever. Even though I don't really care for this T-shirt. Like whatever.
No, you just say no. I prefer not to.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd gone viral. I've gotten wiser as things have gone on and how things should be done and how whatever, all that stuff that goes with it. You get a little taste of success like that, and it's like, what the heck do I do with it? Like I was super young. I was 23. I was like, I didn't really know how business or anything like that really worked.
So
I don't think anybody. Well, I guess like people try to go viral and then sometimes they make it, but most people that are like the most viral,
They don't try.
they didn't try to do that.
I didn't try. I didn't try to. I mean, it was like I put a picture up. So this is like the hurricane. That's the first hurricane video, right? I freaking put a picture up with me and an American flag, just being like pointing at the storm, like Lieutenant Dan style or something. Just making some dumb posts, and then didn't get a whole lot of traction. Like I didn't care. I was just posting it, and had a family friend who was like, "You need to go out there and like headbang." And me and my buddy at the time thought that the Raining Blood song by Slayer was like Guitar Hero-esque. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, y'all play Guitar Hero?
Oh, yeah, big
So
time.
Raining Blood was on there, and we're like, dude, that's like hilarious. Like Raining Blood, that's so dumb. And I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. So I taught my dad how to use like Snapchat, and it was before you could like pick the songs and like play to it or whatever. I was like, all right, he's in a frog tog. It's like the hurricane is right off the coast, and I was like, hey, all right, as soon as you hear the song come in, hold the button down and just pan over to me. And we did it the first time, didn't look that great. Second time, it matched perfectly for whatever freaking reason. That was funny. So I like put it on my Snapchat story, I like saved it, and I was like maybe I'll put it on Facebook. Put it on Facebook, and dude, within an hour, I had like 1 million views on it.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, what the heck is this? Like my phone, I had like a Bobo iPhone. I don't even know what I had at the time. Like shut it off. Like all the notifications that were coming through just like blacked my phone. I was like,
That's cool.
I don't know what's going on right now. Yeah, you got this hurricane off the coast, and this thing's popping off. The Foo Fighters like retweeted it and crap. And
Foo Fighters retweeted it.
Yeah, dude, I actually got to hang out with Dave Grohl because of it.
No shit.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, he flew me out there.
What?
Yeah.
Dave flew you out where?
He flew me
LA?
out what the flip? Yeah, essentially LA, but it was like San Bernardino.
Oh,
is
yeah,
that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that a right place?
Yeah, San Bernardino, yeah.
Yeah, so for the longest time, so he actually wore a T-shirt of me in Billboard magazine. It was pretty cool. This all happens in like a year or two of everything. Everything's just like kind of picking up, and I was like, "That's it, I made it." But I'm still broke.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right.
you're getting all this exposure, but I was like, I was like substitute teaching at the time.
Oh my God,
And
yeah.
all these kids are like, "You're the guy from the hurricane
Oh,
video," and I'm
no.
like, "Yep, here's your assignment."
Oh
I had a
my
blast
God.
subbing though. I don't regret doing that at all.
What
I had
did
a good time.
what did like obviously like anything is Dave Grohl's like you need to come here we're like yes of course no matter what but like
what do you want?
His theme behind it was, Dave Grohl is just a creative, crazy dude.
I like him a lot.
And he's, the Rick Roll thing. He loves these internet like type of things, and I feel like he was kind of piggybacking off of something, not necessarily piggybacking. It's Dave Grohl. He's not piggybacking off of anything, but that's where I think the video came across. I know that the chick that runs their Twitter, their social media chick, I don't think she works for him anymore. But they tweeted my name out, just all caps, no picture, no nothing. And I was like, I saw it pinned on the top of my Twitter profile because it's like the coolest thing ever. And so they followed me. I sent him a DM, and I was like, hey, I'm getting these T-shirts made. Do y'all want any? And she like DM'd me back like, hey, don't give anybody this address, but send them to here. So
What was the address?
I honestly don't know. It's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It's probably changed.
San Bernardino.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was the same. It was like, yeah. So anyways, sent him T-shirts, and she's like, yeah, I got the boys wearing them like right now. And I was like, what? And sure enough, like a couple weeks later, Dave Grohl sitting there with a freaking Lane Pittman T-shirt on, and I like Billboard. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, this is freaking nuts,
That's
man.
amazing.
And she's like, yeah, like we'll be in contact. We want to do some like other stuff with you. And I was like, this is my golden ticket, baby. Like, let's freaking go, And so what I ended up finding out was, so before the hurricane thing, I'd gotten arrested the year before for playing the national anthem.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say, and no
Yeah.
offense or anything like that, but I was like, that was the first.
That was
Viral, like,
technical viral
for Duval.
For Duval, like people here know.
So I was
know
at the beach
that.
and I remember that and seeing that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, fuck yeah, that guy's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Fuck the cops.
And people even then thought it was like a publicity stunt. I was like, what publicity am I getting? I just wanted to play the. Okay.
Have you ever been
Ever
to the
been to
4th
the
of
beach?
July?
Exactly.
On
On
at
the
Jack's
beach?
Beach?
Yeah.
It's a freaking party, dude.
People just
Like,
don't know, yeah.
I was like, and I
Turns
I,
into Bourbon Street for one day. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I got friends that are like, mid 40s right now, and they would tell me about their heyday and all the funny things that they would do. And like some of them were kind of into bodybuilding, and they would like go in the middle of the street and just pump iron, just like shirtless and like sweating in the middle of the street. I'm like, dude, that's flipping hilarious. You're riding your bike, partying 4th of July, just some dude just busting out reps in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, how funny would it be if you're riding by and in the middle of the street, this dude's just playing the national anthem. I was like, that could be funny. That could be cool. Like, people would like that.
It's not even that. Like, do you not love America?
Yeah.
Man,
On the
I
4th of
know,
July,
bro.
you're gonna arrest a man playing
I know, man.
the
I know.
fucking Star Spangled Banner. That should be a felony.
And you know what, dude?
Whatever. I'm on
Agree.
your side. is all I'm
all the
saying.
other cops, they had my back. Let's put it that way. It was the dude at the very tippy top that was like, I will not have that in my city, and freaking told them to shut me down, even though I had approval to do it. So it started off in the street. Cop comes over, tells me that I asked him, I was like, well, can you keep playing if I just move back to the sidewalk? He's like, yeah, you can do that. Played it on the sidewalk, banged it out, like 200 people gathered around, belting the national anthem, hammer drunk. And it was euphoric, dude. It was so freaking fun.
I remember that, man.
Yeah, it was a freaking blast. And as soon as I got done, 2 different cops come up and like, we need to talk to you by our car. And I was like, about what?
God.
Like, what is there to talk about? And I remember I asked him, because my guitar, my dad made me my guitar. And very special thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, you're taken, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will find you. Like, that's what would happen if someone took my guitar. I would find them. So I was like, it's like, you're going to be okay? And the cop's like, yeah, you can put it down. We just need to talk to you. And thank God my cousin was there to watch over my crap. I walk over to the car, and they go, spread your legs, put your hands right behind your back. And I was like, what? I was so confused. Confused. And it didn't really sink in until I got to the station. I was in the car. I was like, and then the whole crowd started chanting like "F the police" and like spitting on the cop car, naturally. And then, yeah, I know you're all about that.
That's hilarious.
It's whatever. And I had to ask the cop. I was like, "Excuse me, sir. Like, I don't drink. I'm sober as a bird." And I was like, "Is there, can you guys tell me like why, like what's going, like why am I being arrested?" And he was like, "Well, we're getting you with the breach of peace and possibly inciting a riot." And I was like, I just started praying, dude. I'm big in my faith. I love Jesus, my whole heart, everything.
Praise the Lord.
And I was like, Lord, my intentions.
Oh my!
I was
God,
like,
man. Please
please don't let me go to jail. Please, I'm not made for jail, dude. I'm not made for that place. And we got back to the station, man, and we were, he didn't have the AC on me. It's July. I'm sweating my butt off in the back, handcuffed, super tight, and the dude's like filing the report. The computer keeps crashing. Something's going on. Wi-Fi's not working. And he calls his other buddy over in, and he comes in, and he's like, "Hey, man, can you tell me exactly what we're putting in this report? Like, blah, 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 blah." And the guy just, like, talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, he was just being utterly defiant. He kept playing.
Defiant!
He would stop, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Sir?" Yeah, it's what he said. He goes, "He was playing in the middle of the street. Then he picked it up, moved back to the sidewalk, kept playing." And I was like, "Sir, excuse me, your officer told me I could pick it up and move it to the sidewalk and keep playing. It was fine." I was like, it wouldn't make any sense for me to be defiant by moving it back to the sidewalk. And he's just like looked at me like real sharp. And then he looked back at the guy, was like, real defiant.
Oh my God!
I was like, what the freak is this, man?
Oh, man.
So
Typical,
yeah, they
bro.
changed the cuffs out on me, and I remember there was one officer, and he's a homie. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was literally like, "Why are we doing this?" He was like talking to his other officers. He's like, "Why are we doing this? This makes no sense."
Like, he's not even
And I looked around, I was
drunk.
like,
Yes.
it's like, you get it, man.
Yeah.
Like, you freaking get it.
But I think that's why it became so popular too, because that was like the headline. It was like you get arrested for inciting a riot or something like that, and the reality of it was like you didn't even get arrested until afterwards.
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
And dude, you know how news does everything.
That's
They-
what I
they
mean.
sensationalize.
But that'll
everything.
make it.
But it was good, dude, because at the time, I was a varsity lacrosse coach at Fletcher.
Okay.
I was really involved with my church. I was like a youth leader at my church.
Oh my God!
I was involved with a praise and worship team for a big campus ministry at UNF. And like I had like all these things where I was like kind of in like a role model thing, type of thing. And then I get arrested for defying authority. And I was like, dude, I've got to clear my name.
Yeah.
Like I got to make this like known that I respect what officers say. They were in the wrong. Like I got to get this out there because, and I got to do it in a peaceful manner. I'm not going to burn crap or whatever like this, whatever. That would be so stupid. But so I put the YouTube video out and I just wrote a mile-long like thing. And I was like, this is exactly what happened. This is what it is. I texted all the people that, people at my church, here and there. I called them up and I was like, hey, I'm telling you guys before I put this video out, this is what happened. And they're like, "Oh, I totally believe you.
All right,
You're good, dude." And I was like, "Thank you, God."
Did you have video of the whole incident?
The whole thing.
Oh yeah, man.
The whole thing.
So-
I remember that more than anything.
Yeah.
And then, because no offense, I didn't know you. I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's awesome. And then like just a couple years later, I'm like, that's that same guy.
Yeah. yeah. So
Because there's a legend at the beach. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, why are you gonna arrest him? What did he fucking
Yeah.
do?
yeah, man. And
But-
thankfully, I've got a pretty strong ties with the beach, and I got a lot of good friends and family that are out there, and they really supported me, man. And they're really good to me, man. So that was pretty cool and eye opening to see that. People, your own community is like, we got your back, dude.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I was like, this is dope, dude. Like, I felt very undeserving, very, very undeserving of that. But yeah, so back to the Foo Fighters thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Dave Grohl saw the Hurricane video.
Awesome.
From their social media person, like, hey, check this video out. This dude did a Slayer song, and he loves like Slayer. He loves all the metal stuff. And then he was like, I wonder if this guy's got any more content. Went on YouTube, saw me get arrested.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's the freaking coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And so they just tweeted out in all caps, like, Lane Pittman. And I was like, this is just surreal. So he was going to have me play the national anthem before a Foo Fighters set.
Yeah.
So he flies me out to San Bernardino the first time. And it was a festival he was putting on, like California Jam, Cal Jam or something. It was pretty much a Dave Grohl inspired barbecue is what it was. He wanted bands, he wanted his friends' bands to play, slip and slides, like barbecuing, like whatever. He wanted a big old party. And I was like, rad, that sounds so cool. So he flew me out there the first time to do a promo for it. And the promo was based off of the Fire Festival.
Oh,
the one that was
Yeah,
down. Didn't even hear about that. I had no idea about the Fire Festival, like whatever. And he was like, we're making fun of this promo, so we're going to do it. And the promo never got aired, man. And I talked to him the second time I went back out there with my brother. And he was like, yeah, I had a couple edits and a couple different things on it. He's like, it just wasn't good. So he's like, it wasn't what he wanted. So he didn't put it out, even though it was thousands of dollars to make, like whatever.
Yeah,
I was like, that
nothing
must
to
be pretty sweet. But anyways, yeah, I got to hang out with Dave Grohl. There's one point I'm just on a golf cart with him talking about Nirvana. Like, it was like surreal, like just weird experience.
That's
man.
amazing, man. Wow.
Yeah, and
Damn.
this is what truly blew my mind. Humbling, like I do not deserve anything that's happened to me. But I got to the set early, and I'm chilling, talking to this younger kid, who's a PA, a producer assistant, and he's kind of the only one in my age range. Like everyone else is like kind of significantly older, and we're just talking about what's out here in LA, what he's doing, what his goals are, whatever. And then Dave Grohl drives by in this like freaking Mac Daddy like prototype Tesla. And he's like, dude, that's Dave Grohl. That's Dave Grohl, bro. And I was like, I know, dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you gonna like go over to say something to him? Are you gonna like introduce yourself? And I was like, I don't know how this works. I was like, I'm gonna play it cool and like just kind of feel it out, So they had this like burrito truck that was in the back. And I saw Dave get out, and he like was talking to like his videographer and like producer, like whatever. And so I like made a big C like around that whole thing, like towards the back, like don't want to impede. I don't know how this works. I was like, I'm gonna get myself another burrito. It's free food, and I was broke. And so I go around. Dave sees me, completely cuts whatever he's doing, runs over to me. He goes, Lane Pittman. I was like, Dave Grohl. And he's like, I saw you, and my heart skipped a beat. And I was like, that's not how this works. I was like, give me a hug, man. He was like, we brought it in. I was like, dude, oh my gosh, this is awesome. That was freaking crazy.
Like, can I call you dad now or what?
I was like, dude, just Dave Grohl. Like Dave, he knows who I am. That's the weirdest thing to me.
Yeah.
Like he's an icon. Like
I
he's
know.
the tippy top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
And I was like, I don't deserve that by any means.
He's the modern day rock star, man.
He is.
Probably the last one.
In my opinion, he really is, dude. Like, still, like, making relative music Yeah, he's and still has the energy to be able to go out and like tour, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
At least
do
he's the
creative
youngest
things.
one still alive because
He
Alice
is.
Cooper is still alive too.
That's true.
Alice Cooper's still alive, but
He's
look,
not
man,
relevant
but
anymore,
look,
though.
dude.
All I'm trying to say is like, no, I'm not trying to throw shade at Dave. Grohl,
Yeah, yeah.
Since you know him, apparently.
No, I mean we're not like that. We're
I'm
not
just
like,
messing
yo,
around.
let me text Dave and see what he's doing.
See if you
tonight,
can get it on
you
the
know?
show. Actually, it's
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
Get
wish.
TG
We'll fly
I
him
wish.
in. We
I
got a
would love to
budget.
put Dave Grohl in a music video of mine, and
Yeah.
maybe my band will do something.
So it's all about the features nowadays.
I thought it was cool at Rockville, and it was such a stupid small little part, but he just goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, John Travolta," and then John Travolta just walks on stage. And
That
just,
crap was
and
hilarious,
just, was
man.
just like waving and everything. Like, that's fucking John Travolta. Anyways, back to our music.
So
weird.
So this is kind of like what ended up happening with this whole story, though. So I'm supposed to open up for the Foo Fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Supposed to open up, and he tells me that as I'm about to leave, and someone Slayer's manager had kind of broke that kind of to me a little bit that I was going to be playing, and I was like, he was like, "You're going to be playing some festival with the Foo Fighters," and I was like, that's news to me. Like, I don't know anything about that. Like, I hit up the Foo Fighter social media chick to go hang out with Slayer in St. Augustine. And so they're, like, literally across the hall from each other or something like that. And their, like, tour manager, their TM, was like, I have the Foo Fighters calling me about you. Like, who are you? And I was like, I'm just a guy. Like, I don't really.
I'm the fucking Florida
I'm
man,
a
bitch.
substitute teacher. Like, I play in like cover bands. he's like, you played in like big bands. Like, yeah, we played like the Lynch's Irish Pub. And he was like, what the heck? He's like, yeah, they're saying you're gonna be like opening for them or playing something like the national anthem. And I was like, I don't know anything about that. You know, like that's freaking crazy. If whatever. And it's kind of like almost a little bit afterthought. But as I was leaving, Dave pops out of the trailer and he's like, dude, Lane, I need you to get ready, bro. And I was like, what? He's like, you're going to be playing in front of like 30,000 people, dude. He's like, you're opening for the Foo Fighters. And I was like, my dreams come true. My dreams come true, man. That's like every musician's like, it's like something out of a movie. You know, like, you're back in your, you're just playing music with your brother every day. You're just getting better, just getting better, just getting better. You finally get your break.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, dude, this is it. I want to be a rock star. Like, it's everything I wanted to be, you know? And so I think the show was like a month later or something like that. And so I go back to Jack's, living life, whatever. And they're like, all right, you know, you can bring somebody with you.
Well,
like,
hang
you wanna
on.
come out.
Did you practice it at all?
Every freaking day.
Yeah.
Every freaking day I practice that. I was like, I am not botching this in front of like 20,000 people.
Yeah.
And so literally, I want to say like the weekend before or like a few days before, this is when Trump was the president. And dadgummit, dude, he started calling all the NFL players SOBs for kneeling for the national anthem.
Yep.
And it's a controversial topic, obviously, but I was like, that might have just done it for me with the national. It wasn't as much of a controversial topic until it was brought into light on that scale, and then I'm going out to super liberal California.
Yep.
Super liberal California, who's obviously going to be like, F the national anthem, like, you know, maybe not forever, but right then and there, they were that vibe was very much like that, and I was like, dude, this might have just screwed it for me. It might have just screwed it for me, man.
No.
And so, so freaking me and my brother, we're still flying out there, still going out there. Everything's all like cool, and I think one of their stage manager was like. I had to ask them. I was like, "What time am I playing the anthem? What am I doing? I need to know, you know, what time. Because I need to mentally prepare. You know, I want to know as much as I can going into this thing.
You need to, yeah.
I got to warm up on Dave Grohl's guitar. Got to play. Got to do everything. And the stage manager was like, "I don't know anything about it. A national anthem. Like, no one said anything about it." And I was like, "This don't look good. This does not look good." You know. And so literally, I'm about to walk up. This is right before the Foo Fighters. I'm about to walk up and grab Dave's guitar, and the stage manager looks at me. My brother's got an American flag in his hand. He looks at me and goes,
Oh
goes,
my
"Nope."
God.
dude, I about wanted to cry.
That
I about wanted to cry.
I felt that feeling.
I
when you're
about
telling
wanted
me
to
this
cry.
story.
Man.
Oh
I
my
about,
God.
I about wanted to cry, dude. And I remember me and my brother were just like, "Are you freaking joking me?" And I mean, I kind of, I kind of had a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like it was such a hot topic that like a media outlet could have ran with it. Like Foo Fighters are supporting Donald Trump, and Dave Grohl's obviously super left. You know, and so they're probably like, look, man, probably not the best idea to do this right now, type of thing. And he was like, dude, I just want American barbecue. He wanted the national anthem. This is a good old cookout type thing. But the vibe around that time and the social media, and especially Twitter, everyone's got them Twitter fingers. Freaking kind of nuked it for me. And I was just like, I completely believe in God's timing. I believe in all that stuff. And I was like, there's a reason. I can't see it right now. I don't know what it is, but I can either be like freaking pissed about this, or I can build my character from it. And it was a tough pill to swallow, dude. It was a tough pill to swallow, man.
Shit.
It wasn't a complete wash though. I got to look at the bright side. They flew Joe Perry in from Aerosmith.
Okay.
In a helicopter. I got to jam with Joe Perry.
Cool.
Oh, that's dope.
I got to jam with Joe Perry. I got to jam with Taylor Hawkins, Chris Shiflett. I got to jam with I got to jam with all of those dudes on Pat Smear's guitar. Like was the Foo Fighters, everywhere they go, they always have a jam room at their shows. They usually get there early. They warm up, they screw around, they do some fun stuff. So they had the jam room in there, and me, I was just kind of hovering around doing whatever, and Joe Perry goes in there, and they were gonna play a Beatles song with who's the guy from Oasis?
The singer,
what's
Dylan?
his name?
One of the brothers.
One of the brothers. So Oasis
know.
was on the bill, and the dude did not even show. His dude was. I mean, I lost a lot of respect for that band after this.
Well,
dude did not even show up. He did not even show up to practice with the Foo Fighters they were gonna do a Beatles song, because like Cal Jam was apparently an old festival from back in the day, right? And Aerosmith was one of the bands that played on the bill. So he was gonna bring like Joe Perry and this dude from Oasis, and they were going to do Come Together, I think, from the Beatles. And they were going to do this whole thing. Dude did not even practice the song, did not even show up, ghosted Dave. I was like, the audacity.
How do you big time the Foo Fighters?
How do you ghost Dave Grohl?
I want to know who's got more records sold, Oasis or Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters.
For sure.
I mean, definitely in America, the Foo Fighters do. You don't sell out Wembley Stadium like 3 nights in a row?
Yeah.
If you
the
don't
Foo
have
Fighters
records
sold more records.
Yeah,
100%.
I would say.
I don't think so.
I think so, dude. I think so. I mean,
100%. The Foo
I'm not
Fighters.
trying to say it
I'm
was a
looking
good
it
nice
up.
saying. Yeah, go ahead and look it up. But anyways, keep on with your story.
Yeah. So, and this was already after freaking. So we see they all go in there. We sit in on the practice of it. The dude from Oasis doesn't even show up, and I just saw like Dave get like super pissed about it. Like he's like F it, I'll freaking sing it, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, right on, bro. So they printed out the lyrics, massive sheet, like whatever, so you could read the lyrics like down on the stage. And this is probably 3/4 of the way into the set, and they go to play. They start up the song. The dude from Oasis comes out there, and he's pissed drunk, dude, like hammered. He can't sing that song right to save his life.
Yeah.
He abandons the stage, goes out in the crowd, tries to crowd surf, his butt cracks hanging out, brings a chick. She gets on stage, and she actually kills it.
Yeah?
She did the whole song. Did it, like, deep, like, kind of raspy voice-like style. And it sounded kind of tight.
But
Still. There was one point, Dave literally walked back to the drums with Taylor, and he was like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. He's like, we just got to get through this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it. If you have that so much, like, I don't know, not power or anything like that, but you've got so much to lose, and you're just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna fucking do this. Like, I just would never do that. Did you look it up, Jamie?
Yeah, I did look it up.
And who has more records?
Oasis.
Oh, wow! Look, I'm fucking right for once or all the time.
By like a lot, too.
By a lot? Oh, wait. That's supposed to
yeah.
be big in Europe.
Oasis, well, no. They sold, in the U.S. alone, they sold 40 million records.
Wow.
Foo Fighters sold worldwide 30. And then Oasis had worldwide 70 million.
Yeah, fucking.
That's kind of wild,
stop.
man.
Just stop
That's kinda
doubting.
wild.
Just stop doubting me.
That's
What?
kind of
You're wrong
wild,
about
dude.
a lot of things.
See, I don't care at all about Oasis, though. I mean, look,
It's
it's
just-
cool.
it's more of a
Like, I'm
pop
glad they're
thing.
successful, but
And I'm not even trying to
what,
say
what's
anything about
what's an Oasis song? What song? Is it?
Wonderwall.
Oh my gosh!
Like literally
Okay,
more than
what?
half of the records
That's
sold
probably
were from
what
that
it is,
record.
dude. Goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
England
Song
like
sucks.
turns out ever since I'm sorry because U2 is Irish, but they fucking churn out like a super huge pop band like that, rock band, big quotations around it.
Yeah.
Every like 20 years, and then they're enormous, and then they like surpass any other fucking American
weird.
star you can ever imagine.
So weird.
I was watching the other day, and I'm sorry to take away from
yeah,
your
I don't
story,
care,
but I
go
was
ahead.
watching Coldplay play Sao Paulo in Brazil.
Yeah.
It was one of the best shows I've ever fucking seen. And the music, not that great, but like the show itself, I'm like, oh, are
Fun.
you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they're through the fucking roof too.
That's
Don't come at me with fucking pop stats again.
You know,
You're right.
you know who's kind of
I missed the mark on that one. I
Yeah,
can
you
own up
did.
to it.
Yeah, you did.
You know who's kind of a cringe band? I feel the same way.
What?
That they put on a good show, but I can't stand their music.
What?
Skillet.
Skillet?
I'm not joking, dude.
The Christian
Yes.
metal band?
They played.
I'm probably your best
They-
friend here because I'm the only one that knows contemporary Christian music.
Dude,
I grew up in the
Skillet-
church.
to
hardcore.
me, Skillet is cringy, and people. I mean, God love them. The people at my church, they think that I like love Skillet. I don't love Skillet. I think they hit a really niche market, and that they're probably pretty talented, but they hit a really niche market. They're heavy Christian music that rock and roll influenced Christians can like and listen to. I just don't I'm not going to put Skillet on, but I will say this. That their show at flipping wherever the heck I was it 2 years 2019 it was the same one with Mikey. We were in North Carolina. I was like, Skillet, they came by and they actually signed stuff like at the tent that we were at, and they're nicest dudes, and I think the chick came too. She's like the drummer. Nicest people ever, man. I talked to them, because I think my youth group, I took them to go like to Winter Jam or something.
I remember
And,
going to Winter Jam.
I like took my youth group there, and it was like the same year. It was like they were downtown this arena playing this ultra mega Christian festival, and then they go out to North Carolina in the sticks, and they're playing like to people that are the complete opposite, type crowd.
I wonder if you know about. Do you know about Ichthus?
Mm-mm.
No. It was created in 1970, the year after Woodstock, for a Christian music festival. And you can laugh all you want.
It's like Cornerstone.
Yeah, or it was kind of like that and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
like that. But it started in the tiny little buttfuck town that I'm from, Wilmore, Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah, and it has now since stopped. But they used to have it every year, and it was always on my birthday. And since I was a little kid, so I was going to music festivals, huge quotations on that, since I was like 8 years old. But at the same time, it was Christian music festivals. But a lot of the bands, they would be Christian, and then they would turn secular.
Like
lot of bands did that.
Creed,
Pod.
POD,
POD.
Why I said pod.
Evanescence. That was another one.
Yeah, they all did it, man. I mean, I think they just like they
But
got
Skillet-
enough traction. Well, Skillet's, I be it, man. Skillet has stayed true to their message.
I've just seen them since I was like 10 years old.
Dude, I give them a lot of respect.
I'm like, how
man.
do you know who Skillet is? What the fuck?
I think the who's the lead singer?
I don't know.
I can't remember his name, dude. I can't remember. I got a lot of respect for that guy, though, man. I mean, they have stayed true to who they are through the whole thing.
Of course.
And you got to give respect to people that do that.
Well, I think if
whether
you
you like the music or not.
I think if you listen, I can't speak for all of them, but a lot of the stuff that POD was talking about, even after they became like a secular band, was still pretty, it was
You
it
have
was
to
kind
make-
of like hopeful, like faith-based.
yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's just they just left out the word God and Jesus.
You have to
but
you
like,
have
it's
to make the
still-
switch though. You can't. It's literally two different worlds of music.
Yeah, totally. And there's
You're
and,
not gonna
and,
see Chris Tomlin on the radio ever,
No.
but
And you can
he's
still-
Well, you'll
huge.
hear him on Christian radio.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
and you
For
can
sure.
still
That's
and
what
you
I
can
meant.
still capture majority of the non-secular crowd while playing secular music. You know what
Before
I mean?
you showed up today, I was talking to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to a show." And she's like, "I was like, what show are you going to?" And it was a Christian female artist, and I can't remember her name, but she's huge. Anyways,
Here?
No, in Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky.
But anyways, But yeah, it's just very interesting. You got to make that switch. But Skillet was like around since I was like
man, they're
11 years old.
I give them. I know they're old.
They're very old.
They have been around, but the thing is they're still mainstream especially in the Christian world, and they're so mainstream in the Christian world. They brought them on to like the Rockville circuit. It's like
that's what'll happen. Yeah.
Danny Wimmer, he puts on all those like big fests or whatever.
Yeah.
And he plugged them in, and I mean, dude, they had a showing. They had, I mean, a lot of people go and see them.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's pretty impressive to be a kind of a controversial band in the metal scene, music scene, rock scene, whatever, and then you still have people coming to like watch your show. The show was entertaining. The show was entertaining.
I'm sure, yeah.
What was
they
the
did a good
big
job.
one in like Switchfoot? That was the big one.
Switchfoot, yeah, dude. Okay, Switchfoot's good though, man. Switchfoot's actually good.
I just remember that band a lot, and there's a lot of other stuff, but it's just very strange to me. I just never really understood how they made money, and just kept it.
What do you
Well,
mean?
they're probably smart with what they do.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant
They probably made wise investments.
no. I meant more of the whole fact
church.
that I'm not trying to be rude by any means, but it seems like they're taking money from Christians,
Well, to a degree, if he's
and then they're
which
just
he
like,
is,
we're gonna just keep it all.
Well, they're like,
I'm sure they give back
No,
or whatever.
I mean,
you know what I mean? But like,
well,
have
you
to
got
give
you got to
back.
look at it too. It's okay. You got people that are like Joel Osteen, who are
Yes.
like scum of the freaking earth.
that's what I mean, like
And
a
you have-
Philistine, and
you have like these like mega church Christians. They ain't Christians. They're freaking just dagging people, taking advantage of people's
Exactly.
emotions is what they are, and they're rich as crap.
that's the lowest ring
those
of
are
hell.
those are the type of people.
That's what it says in the Bible.
You don't look up to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like those people need to be brought to light, and they are brought to light, but no one's doing anything about it. You know, I don't understand it. Some people legitimately love Joel Osteen, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Now Switchfoot is not nowhere near that in my opinion. I
No.
mean, if you look at like people like John Foreman, he's the dude that is, he pretty much is Switchfoot. You know, like he writes majority of the songs, like everything. And that dude's he's got a good heart, man, and he does help people out. You know,
without a
And
doubt. I'm not
yeah,
trying to say
yeah.
Not to mention that just on the business side of things, if you're doing things for like a 501c3, you can
it's tax right,
it's
taxes,
no
yeah.
taxes, and also you legally only have to donate a very small amount of the earnings to the actual fund in order to claim it as a 501c3.
Well, that's not what the Lord
So,
told to Jacob.
I'm
You gotta
just
do
saying.
10%.
Okay, so
I'm
there's
just saying.
so
there's a way to do it.
Well, there's this big documentary that were put out by like a select group of, I don't know if I want to say select, but it's a certain group of Christians that put out this documentary. It's called The American Gospel, and it really goes in and kind of exposes a lot of the BS that's going on in these megachurch, like rich American
Sure.
like megachurch pastors and what they're doing and how they're scamming people. And I mean, some of them have like listened to it and actually like changed up what they're doing and be like, yeah, I was doing this wrong. Like I changed it up. But then you got other people who just don't give a rip and they keep doing the same thing. And it's like, that's how you kind of know like who they are and what they're doing.
What about
you know?
the people that are positively influenced by those churches?
Oh, without a doubt.
So-
So
And that's how they
happens.
justify
That happens.
hoarding
But
all the
man,
money.
So okay, so this goes back to being okay. So I'm a Christian, right?
yeah.
So I believe the gospel. I believe the Bible. I believe everything that's in that. So what this dude is doing, that's telling these people, is completely. It's false, is what he's doing. But the thing is, he's doing it and he's taking their freaking money.
Yep.
Not only is he like making them feel better, it's pretty much saying that if you keep giving God your money, good things are going to happen.
Right.
That's not the gospel. That is not what at all
It's a
Jesus
Pharisee.
came. Jesus rode in on a donkey, bro. Like
Yeah.
he didn't show up in some private jet. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what you're preaching is completely false and it contradicts everything that's in the Bible, and you're misleading these people. That's the biggest thing. You're really warping and you're really taking advantage of these people, and some people are like emptying their bank accounts and they ain't got jack. They
Yeah.
got nothing. They're freaking throwing everything into it. God's gonna bless me. God's gonna bless me. No, you're poor and broke on the side of the street because you got freaking manipulated by a con artist.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
Peter Popoff, man. You know about him? Oh, he's the worst. But I was gonna say, like, yeah, the Pharisees. That's what they're called.
Pharisees,
that's what I'm trying to
Whitewashed
say.
tombs,
Not
baby.
Philistines.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Hey, you're almost
I don't want
there, bro.
to offend any Bronze Era tribes. I don't think that's not a.
There's a lot of controversy.
There's no
in that
Philistines
world.
left, but Pharisees is what I meant to say. But yeah, that's what they say. At least if in Dante's Inferno, the last ring of hell is dedicated to them.
Yeah,
Pharisees.
Yeah. I mean,
But yeah, that's what I always wanted as a Christian band.
Sure.
How do you take money? And that's like the whole essence of it.
You gotta eat. You got a family to provide for.
Sure,
and
I know, but
if you're
like
doing the thing is, Switchfoot.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's
so
weird because it's almost like it's a church or something.
Is Switchfoot a Christian band? Or are they Christians in a band?
That's what I mean. That's why you gotta make
It's
the
like,
switch. I think.
Well, no, you don't have to. I mean, there's praise and worship artists.
Oh, without a doubt.
And that's how. Hey, I wrote this song. I had all these other bands buy the song off me to do their own rendition of it.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I mean, I look at people like John Piper, who is a super awesome. He's not a music or anything. He's a writer. He's a preacher. He still lives like in the ghetto in the same house that he flipping bought like forever. Now he's made. He doesn't keep any of the money. He's made like, I don't know. He's one of the most dominant Christian writers in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like he is like top of what people think. And he's like, he wears like the same suit he's worn forever. That's like people that like, you know, like. I look to as like a role model. That's not my Jesus. That's not my God. Some people can make people that way sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, man, that's somebody who is going to preach some wisdom. You know, maybe not everything they say is going to be perfect, but that's someone who I'm going to be like, I can respect this person. You know, if you're still living in you know, when he first started out, the same flipping house that he's been in, he could have whatever he wanted. Money, Christian worldwide, everyone buys his books, everyone does this. He doesn't keep any of it. He has enough to pay his bills and enough to get by. That's the type of person that I respect.
Yeah, and that's all I'm trying to say. I just think it's strange. I don't know. Not every band's the same.
Not every band's the same.
Yeah,
and you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
No,
you
no,
can't
no.
pull every. That's like, you know, a cop. Okay, so that's a controversial thing, right?
Of course.
If you're a cop, if you're a police officer, one cop does one bad thing.
Yeah.
In somebody's mind, every cop's a bad cop.
Yeah.
When that's not true. It's just not true. You know, you can't have one experience. You can't see one person that's in a select group or somebody you put into that tier and be like, I had a bad experience with that person, or I don't like that person. Everybody that goes under that label is bad. You know, you can't do that.
Well, I agree. I definitely agree with that. There's a thing when it comes to policing that I want to get to in a second. However, I do want to address the thing with the Christian band. Now, the way that I look at it is like it's like any other business endeavor, right? Yeah. There's a lot of Christians that own businesses, right?
I'm a Christian. I own a business.
Yeah, and you keep your income. I'm sure that there's a percentage donated to the church or whatever it might be, but you keep your income, right? If you're a band and you're operating a business, right? It doesn't matter if you're like preaching like a certain thing or if you're like, what's the difference?
That's because that's what you're doing. You're using your religion to sell the show. That's why they're there, because they're Christians. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's a give and a take. I mean, look, dude.
That's all I'm trying to say.
see that.
It's a tough line. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's all I'm
like
saying.
You're kind of meeting this niche market, but isn't every other like metal hardcore band doing the same exact thing?
Sure.
Are they? They're every single. Because I saw it. I saw the switch. Every single one. I mean, they're always like the punk, metal, all that stuff has kind of been progressive. You know what I'm saying? It's notoriously has always been that way, you know? But a trendy hashtag pops up. All of a sudden, every single flipping group has to tweet that thing out, or you're not going to be accepted in this group, or you're going to be outed because you don't think the same exact way that they do.
Yeah.
It goes the same way. So, I mean, if you're going to call someone using religion as a twist, it's the same thing with all the other narratives too.
Yeah,
because maybe one of those bands doesn't really care about what they're talking about, but to be included into this group, and they maybe like the music they're playing, you know, whatever, but they like making money from it. They have to meet that same narrative, or they're not going to be accepted by the rest of the audience.
But that narrative isn't a religious institution that rules an entire world.
Does Christianity really rule the world? Though?
I think it rules a majority of it.
I don't think so, man. I think it's probably pretty split between Islam and Christianity.
Islam's
so?
more actually.
It is. There's
I
more.
I'd say it's probably split.
There is more, but I would say that the influence of Christianity on America, which has a greater impact on the world, I would say gives the authority to Christianity, I would say, just as a whole. I understand there's more Muslims in the world, but what I'm saying is that the impact of policy that Christianity and more specifically Catholicism, because the way the Pope has a grasp on things, which is under that umbrella.
That's another topic.
Yeah, it is.
That's another topic.
I understand that, but the point that I'm trying to make is that Christianity is this global entity that has huge influence versus, other bands might be talking about a certain narrative or a certain thing they don't buy into. Doesn't have the same kind of influence. It's not the same organized structure that religion might have.
But to a degree, in this day and age, it's very similar.
Yeah.
It is very, very similar. And it gives people a sense of a sense of purpose.
Right.
It gives people a sense of purpose, and it gives people a sense of, I am doing something for the good of others. And
right.
It's almost the same narrative. And it's very easy to get people riled up, as we saw last year.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get people riled up over something through the use of social media, through the use of all these things. And I'm a Christian, and I believe the gospel. I don't care who's on stage talking about it, whatever. My faith is my own.
Right.
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
And I live that out. I try to the best that I can. I'm not perfect with it by any means, but it's weird when you see kind of the same type of tactics that you saw with these American big time gospel people. I felt the same way when I saw the Democratic leaders in African garment kneeling. I'm like, Nancy Pelosi, shut the frick up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you are, like, just shut up, dude. Like, that is, like, literally, you are trying to manipulate people, and you're trying to get a certain political agenda across.
Sure.
That's what you're trying to do. Most people, I hope, can see that from Nancy Pelosi, but I'm saying it happens everywhere.
Yeah, totally.
It happens everywhere. So if you're going to call a Christian band making money from being a Christian band, it's the same thing if you have a band like Rage Against the Machine who's very politically driven.
And that's what I guess I'm trying to get at is, without a doubt, Christianity or any religion is like belief-based, spiritual-based, but it's also a philosophy for your life. And every other genre of music is kind of a philosophy at the same fucking time.
It does.
Like the metal scene, the jam band scene, everything like that. You're like, this is the way that I live my life, et cetera, and this is the band and the music that reflects what I feel. So I don't see a problem with it at all.
Yeah.
Like I didn't mean that by any means.
No. It's a good
what
topic.
What I'm trying to really
topic.
get at is just because I grew up in the church so hard, is I just always wondered is a big part of being a Christian is being meek. And as well not being a Pharisee, which is to use the Lord as a monetary gain.
I think it's the Philistines, bro.
I think it's Philistines.
Pharisees. I'm sorry for saying the Philistines. The Philistines is who David destroyed, and David and Goliath. He fought against Goliath. Sorry, got it mixed up. I've had a couple of drinks tonight.
You're okay, buddy.
Anyways, we're gonna go toe-to-toe on Bible trivia. See you at the end of the show.
You'll probably smoke me. I'm not.
Yeah, I will. But sorry. But the whole point is, what I'm trying to get at is that it's just it's strange to me. You don't ever see. I don't know. Like maybe there is. Maybe there's Muslim rock bands that I don't know about.
There are. There's groups that are. So that this is a thing.
I'm fine with it.
And
I just wanted to know
because
you're okay with it.
The thing is, though,
using religion,
using
that scope. I have nothing against Muslims. For fuck's sakes, fuck this guy.
It's using an ideology to try and market and like meet
and to make a monetary gain over it. That's all I'm trying to say. And in my mind, it just goes against every pillar that is in it.
What if these people that are actually putting this music out believe what they're saying? Is it wrong?
I don't. And then also,
art is a form of what? Expression.
So
if this person's like, hey man, I legitimately feel like God's put this band on my heart,
of course
I'm going to talk about it. And if you guys want to buy my t-shirt, help support this, that's great. If not, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I think if John Foreman from Switchfoot, I think if he didn't make a dime, he would still do what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't think he would care.
Of course not.
You know, like obviously you got to provide for your family, you got to feed your kids. You know, you got to do those as a husband. You have to should do those things. I'm not gonna say what you should be doing. Like whatever. Like I feel convicted if I am, I'm a husband, and my wife say something happens like she's sick or whatever. I got to provide.
Totally,
that's on
yeah.
me. I need I made a covenant with her before God. I'm gonna take care of you through sickness and health.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it. And if I had to give up playing shows that I feel like were for God, I would say, hey, this is my first duty is to take care of my wife.
Yes.
So I can't say that for John Foreman. Like I don't know, maybe he's just I don't know. So I don't know. It's a good topic though. I really like the discussion.
Just interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting, yeah.
Because in every other aspect of it, it basically comes down to what. And I guess that's what it is your own philosophy about what you should do with the money that you made based on the people that you sold your creation to.
The difference, I just think that there's a slight difference. We're talking about this, and I agree. If you should keep your money regardless. I'm just kind of being devil's advocate here. No pun intended.
And we're just talking.
No, it's good, man. It's good.
But it would be it's like the difference between what somebody like Switchfoot is doing or what they were doing, whatever. I don't know if they're still doing that, but the difference being like Rage Against the Machine isn't like going out on behalf of the Democratic Convention, right? So like
they are,
they
are.
But like
they are.
not
they used to, they
not
used,
in the sense where the
used to
DNC
not
in the sense that the DNC is like funding festivals for them to be headlining. You know what I mean?
I mean, Bruce Springsteen played when Joe Biden
dude,
got elected.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
true. Politicians fund bands.
That's true.
They do it.
I think
you're
more
right. That's
like
true.
just more bands.
Listen. With politics, there's nothing off the board.
That's true. No, you're right about that.
Politicians fund churches. They
Yeah.
fund bands. They fund anything that's going to get them to be able to get people on their side.
That's
That's
true.
1,000
It's a great-
times
they
more
don't
crooked
care,
than
It
any
is.
religion.
It is.
Let's talk about the
it
Catholic
is, bro.
Church real
Pisses
quick.
me
You know
off,
what I mean?
man.
I'm just
But-
saying, like about whatever.
But no, you're right though.
Who played
but,
for Donald Trump again? Was it Three Doors Down
Doors
and
Down.
nobody else?
Yeah. Well, there's
Sorry.
it's an interesting
Sorry,
story
Donnie.
about that where there was
He was trying
back
to
in
get
like
Lady Gaga too.
back-
Couldn't get her.
like yeah, good luck. I don't think the DNC could get Lady Gaga.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, there years ago, the CIA. I told Billy about this. He doesn't believe me, but it's actually fact. The CIA started they created a business, right? And then through that, they used it as a shell company to fund a tour for Nina Simone to tour through Africa.
Sure.
I forget the exact country, but one country specifically because it was a communist country, and they were using it to try and spread Western culture.
Western ideology.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's what they do things like that.
They do it all
all
the
the
time.
It's
man.
just propaganda,
And so
right?
that's
So
that's
you're
when
right.
That's when it comes back down to it's like you have to have your own faith. You have to have your own ideas. You have to be you, man. And no matter what the narrative is being pushed, you can be you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there might be aspects of certain political parties that I agree with, but I as a whole don't agree with every single thing that goes on in every single one.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like, do I lean a certain way? Sure. Yeah. And do I align myself with some things? Yeah. But it's not everything, you know? And so that's what you got to be careful about, like, I don't know, what you let into your brain, what you let in your heart, what you let in your, everything going on around you, because people are historically manipulable. They're malleable. People are very malleable.
Right.
And if you start find yourself getting that way, man, hopefully there's somebody around you who can pull you out. That's where you have, like, I don't know, you get friends that go off the deep end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got friends that just go off the deep end into this, like, paranoid, conspiracy theory fueled depression, schizophrenic, whatever you want to call it, man. You got to pick those people up, man. You got to get them out of that mindset, bro.
Yeah.
Because historically people have been that way,
Yeah. They're
So-
usually all the great philosophers of our time, but or of other times.
What do you mean,
but-
Alex Jones, bro?
Yeah. That guy is a fucking wild man.
Woo!
That guy's wild, man.
He's entertaining though, man.
He's entertaining as fuck.
Entertaining.
I
don't think everything he says has been good. Obviously, the whole Sandy Hook thing has just been not good.
Yeah, there's also a lot of things that have been misrepresented by him. But either way, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of. So it's a fucking. He's a wild boy, regardless.
I mean, the whole thing is
talking about Alex Jones.
Yeah.
We started going.
I heard
talking
Sandy
about,
Hook, and I was like, oh god.
No,
we're here. This is actually switching to the Joe Rogan.
No,
podcast.
that's
that's what happens when you walk away, Bill. You gotta keep us on the rails
Joe
over
Rogan
here, bro.
Experience.
I'm sorry.
Day by day, Joe Rogan podcast all night.
Yeah.
All day.
It's a good intro song, actually. We need something like that.
Have you ever tasted heaven in a glass? Do you pine for the hoppiest brews and palest ales? Do you like food? If so, then Wicked Barley is the oasis that your mouth has been wishing for, walking into the complete barren wasteland that is your life. Wicked Barley is located in Jacksonville, Florida, nestled on the banks of Good Piece Creek. Wicked Barley aims to provide its guests with a wicked experience, offering over 18 house-brewed beers, ciders, and meads on tap. They also have an expansive gastropub-style food menu, including burgers, salads, sandwiches, and more. Whether you are a newcomer or a craft beer connoisseur, there's a little something for everyone at Wicked Barley. Visit them at 4100 Bay Meadows Drive and tell them Bottom of the Bill sent you.
Yeah.
What were we saying about Alex Jones? Frogs are gay or
We're
something?
just talking
Frogs
about
are
how,
gay, yeah.
I was talking about how malleable people historically have been.
I know.
You know, and it's like you got to really watch what you're putting in to your head and what your heart and stuff like that, and like what you're listening to, because he was talking about the whole flipping CIA thing, torn through Africa, spreading Western ideology, and I mean,
It's not real, yeah.
That's you don't
know, dude. I
Like
wouldn't doubt
you're
it.
like Billy doesn't think that even though we have facts about the government doing fucked up things in order to push their agenda, he just refuses to believe things that we know are true.
Well, I tell you what. So let's put it this way: don't believe it, and your life will be a lot simpler.
yeah.
That's definitely
believe it.
true, but it's also just like,
It's almost
ignorance is bliss, I
Well,
guess.
my thing is too. Okay, so going back to the whole social media thing, dude. I don't know, man. Like you get so wrapped up, and you get people pissed off behind their laptops, and then like what good comes out of that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing's
What
ever
good?
good come out
It's
of it.
what we're turning into are the boomers that would watch TV and get pissed off at the news, and they still do it. They still do it.
Well, that's why.
That's what our generation is turning into, bro. We're gonna be the new boomer is our freaking cell phone firing off freaking tweets or whatever, getting pissed off about X, Y, and Z. I'm like, dog, just live your life, man.
Well,
Just
I will
freaking
say,
live your life.
I'll
dude.
say
It's
this.
Life's too short.
I'll say this. I'm a big evolution guy, okay?
Sure.
And I believe it's like an adapt or die kind of situation.
Sure.
And the people that don't use social media correctly will at some point be consumed, and they will fail, right? Social media can be a terrible thing, but if you're trying to create a business and you're trying to survive in the marketplace today, I think it's an important tool to have.
You have to have it.
Exactly. And there's a
yeah.
balance to strike. I don't watch the news on television.
Nope.
I can't
People
take
our age
that
don't.
shit.
People our age don't.
I can't take it.
Yeah.
I listen to more some podcasts.
Sure.
I get my media from certain sources, but I make sure that they usually have both voices on there, a right and a left voice, and
Well,
then
it's still opinion based, and
it doesn't matter. I'm getting both sides. I'm getting the conversation in a matter that's not so combative. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
So when I can talk about these subjects, like I can understand both points of views, and I can like not get pissed at the person I'm speaking to about it. Except that when if someone makes a post about Donald Trump or anything, just anything on Facebook that's political, unfollow.
Dude.
Period.
Yeah.
I don't want to see
Yep.
it. I don't have time to get upset about your opinions. I just don't.
I go on social media for fun.
That's
That's
what
my aim is.
That's
go
what
for
it is.
cat,
My aim
kitten
is.
videos
For-
mostly.
Stupid memes.
Yeah,
for fun.
stupid memes.
I love the memes, dude. Like
fart
It's
videos.
hilarious.
I got a really good
dude,
TikTok.
you know,
I gotta
how
show
great
you.
YouTube used to be.
Yeah, it was
YouTube
amazing.
used
It's
to
still
be like-
great.
It can be. It can
If
be.
you're
You
just-
got a bunch of freaking idiots on it now, though.
Well, you got that's the thing about being proactive on your channel on your things, and like making sure that it will show you what you want to see if you're proactive on the channels, right? And like I don't know, like to me it's just it's a tool to be used like anything else, like
Sure.
like guns, like they can kill people, right? And they do kill
Yeah,
people.
they do.
However, it depends on who's using
What
the
are we
tool,
doing
right?
now?
I'm just saying that social media.
Hey, okay, so I'm gonna go back because you made a good point. The evolution, right? You're a big evolution, adapt or die. What do you think that life is gonna look like in like 50 years? Do you think it's gonna be a lot of virtual reality type stuff?
Yeah, totally.
Like Matrixy. I think
We haven't talked about that in a long time.
Yeah.
I think the more, especially with what's the flipping Meta or something?
The Meta, yeah.
Zuckerberg's pushing.
So
It's just what it's called.
like,
it's
what-
like,
like, what is
it's the parent
I
company.
didn't even look into it.
He ain't gonna change Facebook or Instagram or nothing else. It's
So the
just gonna
comedian-
be called Meta on top of it,
So-
and Facebook's gonna
But
always be
that's
called
the way
Facebook.
it starts.
Hold on.
Have you ever seen any sci-fi movie? That's the way it starts.
It's true.
It's not going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
We're just going to introduce this new thing.
Oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, everybody's got VR headphones. Oh, it's so great. It's so fun.
No.
Look at this world you can be in.
You're
We're
right.
gonna-
So there's a part of that. So the comedian Ari Shafir had a really good point on this, and Mark Norman had a really funny response to it. But he goes like, look, it's just Facebook starting another corporation. It's a parent company. They're just gonna move all the funds over to Meta, and then when they get sued for all the fucking crazy shit on Facebook, they're gonna say, "Oh, Facebook only has $100. Sorry, it's all on Meta. You can't sue Meta. We didn't do anything." So that's what Ari Shafir was saying, and Mark Norman was like, "That's a real Jewy answer."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
This
hilarious.
is a shock podcast.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well,
He's paraphrasing.
I'm paired. Well, that's what he said. I'm
what
just.
I said.
I'm
That is
saying-
what somebody else said, and not you.
That's not what I said. That's what Mark Norman said.
Okay, I'm just make sure that we have that on the record.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that, but it is a hilarious perspective to have, though. Like, you know what I mean? Because like, it's just saying that, like, yeah, we're just gonna shift the
Gears.
not gears. We're just gonna shift the liability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like that's why you have an LLC, right? Is you have an LLC to remove yourself from any
Yep.
liability.
Yep.
If you,
Yes, you do.
get electrocuted on a gig,
Yeah.
that's not my fault. That's Side Hustle's fault. And Side Hustle's got no money, so you can't
they
sue
broke.
it. Exactly.
So who
Side
pays?
hustle
Who
is a
pays
side.
for my hospital
It's
bills?
basically just a fucking wash at that point.
That's not fair.
That's what an LLC is.
So I got to get health insurance, man.
So I
I
got
got
health
health
insurance.
insurance.
So you're good to go.
I have
Um,
emergency health insurance. I got the most bobo health
I
insurance.
bet I got you beat. My deductible is $10,000.
Mine's 10,000 too, baby.
I don't even
Let's go.
have
Made
health
a
insurance,
turkey
so
right there
fuck
with
both you
Thanksgiving.
guys.
I love
He
it.
didn't even stop. He was like, "I'm slapping that."
I was like, nah, man, I'm slapping that joke.
But yeah, all right, cool. You must have Aetna then, right?
I don't know what the flip I got. Freedom of life.
Yeah.
Freedom of life.
I don't know, man. I just know that my new insurance, because now I'm married, kicks in next year, and I'm gonna have some really nice insurance, baby.
I got mine because Obama said if I didn't get it, I was gonna have to pay $900. And I was like, all right, guess it's time
Guess
for
what?
me
That
to get
mandate's
insurance.
gone.
No, I know it's gone, but
love
then I was
that.
like,
Hey,
well,
did you vote for Obama?
of course.
How'd you feel about that?
About Obama?
About Obama, I see him right there on your laptop, but he said, "Hey, if you don't do what I tell you to do, you have to pay $900."
He really
That's
likes that
because-
kind of thing.
yeah.
He's a
You like
socialist.
that thing?
He's a socialist.
You
He
like
likes
that thing?
that.
Yeah, absolutely. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that health
I
insurance
think
should be
I
covered.
think some
and should be
some
taxed.
tar and feathering needs to happen.
I don't think so at all.
I think some politicians need to be held in check. I'm just
No,
kidding. Don't put that- don't
absolutely
put that on
not.
me.
I feel
am
like
not an
we're-
anarchist.
We're like the last country to get on the fucking train with it, and then it's just like every single argument that you have is like, okay, but look how they do it over here, and they're doing it the exact same way, and it's
Yeah,
just all
I know.
the
There's
pull back and
it's
fight
such
back.
a nuanced conversation that
It's
you can't
not
just
nuanced.
point. It is.
Why
man.
would my thing is why would you want to be like other countries?
I
I
just think
don't care what Norway's doing.
I
I don't care
It's-
what Germany's doing.
of course, but it's more of just like you know.
you know what I care about? What's happening in my house. That's what I care about.
Sure.
What affects me, and then what affects the circle, my immediate circle? What happens with the circle outside of that?
I just believe that if everybody was on the same playing field, that everybody and the standard of living would be better for everyone continuously.
That sounds awesome. In a good.
It sounds
fucking-
in a sinless world.
Yeah, that
It
sounds
was-
fucking dope.
But guess what, dude?
What?
Humans are sinful.
Humans are sinful. I agree,
They're
but I
flawed.
don't think that they deserve to go without health care
No,
or shelter
no.
or
You know what?
food.
You know what? Then how many? Okay.
Or
oh,
affordable
man. Okay,
living.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going there. It could get bad.
That's all I'm trying to say. So when you ask me, like,
it would be lighthearted, but I wouldn't want to like offend you.
it sucks. I mean,
it's not about offending anyone. It's about offending people out there.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, you could argue the same way with like the mandates that they're trying to do for mask mandates and everything like that. Americans are so just like, I'm gonna do it my way, and I don't give a fuck about anybody else but me and my own. And then it's just like, okay, cool, but then you also affect everybody else around you. And it's the same fucking concept with healthcare.
But the thing is, it's like not everything is universally the same. Like not every instance is the same. You know what I'm
without
saying?
a doubt. I'm not saying that it's the same.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go through the whole. I'm so sick of COVID. I don't even care about.
You asked.
I'm not even talking. No, we were talking about like feeding homeless people. We're not talking about.
Yeah,
COVID.
of
You
course.
brought up mask mandate.
You did
You
bring
asked
mask
me.
mandate.
You brought that up.
You
I ain't
asked
talking
me
about
how I
that.
felt about Obama and healthcare, and we're talking about whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Why? Well, because you said if I have.
No, let's go
I don't
down
pay
this rabbit hole.
$900, like-
Where did this whole conversation
I don't
start
want to
from?
go down this. It's supposed to be a
let's
music
really see who the
podcast.
culprit is for this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have an idealistic world where it's like everything that you need to survive is fucking. If you don't have it and you can't get it yourself, it's provided.
That's
End
great.
of story.
That's awesome.
I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah.
But the thing
Love
is,
it.
it's like
That's where
it doesn't
stop it right there.
It
It
does.
sounds great.
It sounds great.
It does
Sounds
work,
awesome.
and it does exist in cities.
sounds
that-
amazing.
In
Where?
Vienna, Austria,
doesn't
it
even
works
matter where, just-
perfectly.
it sounds
in
great.
Austria, where they just
Vienna.
Okay.
Yeah.
It all sounds awesome. I love it. Sounds great.
Sounds good.
It
let's
does
say
work.
It always works in theory, but you know what, dude? The people at the top.
It's been working since the 20s in Vienna, Austria.
Yeah, no, it
Fucking
sounds
Google
awesome.
it.
Love it. No,
How big is Austria?
It's about 100 to 300,000 people.
How many people in the United States?
350 million.
Exactly. It
Just
ain't
saying.
gonna work here.
We have the infrastructure to.
It ain't gonna work here.
We 100% can.
So, it sounds like a good time for unpopular opinions.
cut the military in fucking shambles, and then you can.
Sounds
afford
awesome.
anything.
So we get
I
invaded.
love all those ideas, Bill.
We
Keep
get
them coming.
invaded. Okay.
Keep them coming, bud. Yeah, so you go first.
Me? I'll go
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Definitely change the subject. There hasn't been a good Disney movie since Hercules.
Dang, that's a good one. You know,
I hate all the new ones so much. Like every
Frozen's
single one.
good.
Because you're not
I've
12
never-
years
Frozen's
old.
good, dude.
No, it's
okay, so
not.
I'm married to a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
I've seen the Disney movies.
I get it.
Frozen's good, dude.
It's just not the same, and it's not good.
Well,
it's
you're
just
not
like,
freaking 8 years old anymore, dude.
Yeah,
is true.
that's what it is, bro.
It did come out in 1997. You nailed it on the head. I was 8 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But I just don't. I don't like them. I don't like.
I mean, that's fair. You're 30 something, right? I mean,
Yeah.
not to like Disney movies is okay.
I mean, it's
As a grown
probably
man.
pretty good that you don't like them, right?
But
Be a
Disney
little weird
movies
going
are
to the movie
supposed
theater by
like-
yourself
they're
to go
supposed to
watch
be good
Disney
for,
movies.
for like every age period. Like they're just heartwarming movies.
They were when
and-
they were putting like fucking dicks in the background.
Put
and stuff.
subliminal messages.
Subliminal.
Dude,
That's
have
what
you
those
seen
subliminal
that?
messages.
That's not a conspiracy. That's real, dude.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That is
Yeah.
that's wild.
That's why That's why adults liked it too. They were subliminally
Okay,
getting
but
hacked into that
do you,
shit.
do you think that it was like subliminal, or do you think they're just trying to be stupid?
I think it's a little bit of.
You think it's a little
so
both?
I had a
Like,
weird
dude,
theory.
let me put this in there and see if anybody notices.
I had a weird
you know?
theory about this a long time ago, and I'll tell you what that theory was. Not that you asked, but I'm going to tell you anyways.
Okay, do it.
So there's this weird kind of thing with like Disney being like predominantly for children, right? So it's almost like the ultimate lesson, right? That you're teaching children. So they're watching the movie. There's all this weird shit going on in the background that like they don't notice. However, when you become an adult, you become aware of that thing, right?
True.
The lesson being that you can't really fully trust whatever it is you're perceiving when you're a child, and then as you get older, the truth kind of becomes like like the I guess like the filth of the world kind of becomes apparent to you. So you go back and watch those movies when you're an adult from
You're
a different
like, what?
perspective. You're like, what is happening right
It's
now?
kind of like when you're watching, like as a kid, you'd watch something with your parents and like a Disney movie just for whatever, and they would laugh at something, and you'd be like, "Why is that funny?"
You watch
You
it
know,
as an
like-
adult. You're like, what
you watch
the
it as
fuck?
like,
they put that in a children's movie.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
oh my God.
It's the same thing, just with animation on this side.
Or maybe it was
So
just
it's
a
like
bunch of like underpaid animators that had to work on the same film for 4 years. I put something
I
in
mean,
there.
you
Maybe.
could make that argument.
That's
maybe.
probably
I mean,
what it is.
my thing
That's
is just
probably
It's the
what it
ultimate
is.
it's like,
lesson.
there's definitely stuff
lesson.
in there. I don't know what the complete purpose was behind it. Now, could it be both? Could it be like they're
Little
just
bit of
being
both.
dumb and
It's
then
mostly
they
just
put
trying
it
to
in
be
there,
funny,
but
probably.
it's actually doing something to somebody?
I don't think anybody in there is pretending that they're Morpheus from the Matrix. They're just doing it because they're bored and they're like, we could probably get away with this.
It's
I
probably
mean, it's
Jimmy, we can get away with this if we try. It's like,
It's-
dude, let's do it.
You said, oh, they didn't get
That's
it.
the end of it. There's no philosophy behind that kind of stuff.
I know, but it's fun to think that way sometimes.
It could affect people.
conspiracy,
It could
yeah,
affect
theories,
kids.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't. I don't know. I'm not some psychologist. I don't flipping know.
It's
you
it's
know?
it's not it could affect kids, but it's even more further than that when you watch it as an adult and you're like, oh my God, I've been lied to my whole life, and then you realize that's just how the world works. It's like the ultimate lesson that you learn. You know what I mean?
Or
So
maybe
everyone's just lying to you about
but
everything.
saying that they do it on purpose, or it's not like kids made that movie; it's adults that made that movie,
Right.
and you're just a kid. And then when you're a kid, you're innocent. And that's the end of it.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's trying to like
Maybe not.
however you say it, like
subliminally.
subliminally like fuck with kids though.
Probably not. I'm just saying it's fun to think that way sometimes.
Yeah.
It is.
Gotta let your
It
brain
is.
go there.
Conspiracy
yeah, 'cause,
theories
I mean,
are bad.
what if? I mean, you can't just completely roll it out all the time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
That's
Billy
a-
does,
that's
except
a
for one.
Awful rabbit hole to go down.
Billy thinks that all conspiracy theories are fake except for one. No, sorry.
No.
What you said is that if you believe one, you have to believe all of them.
That
he
is
does
true.
believe
Not
one.
true.
That's
not
true.
That's not true, but he also believes
opens
one of
it
them.
up.
No,
I
that's
don't.
making a blanket statement. That's not true.
Yeah, it's not true.
I have since, and that was the last one, and I'm out.
I think it's okay to question stuff. I think if you like, okay, let me just sit here and think about it. You know, like I do agree, it's fun to go down there, but you can't let yourself go too far.
Did
Some people go too far.
the Gulf
But
of
once you
Tonkin actually happen?
Open up, yes.
Well, you got to open up your third eye, bro.
Once you open up one, though, it just keeps on going. Is all I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying, did the
if
Gulf
you believe that one thing's
No.
fake, then you also have to
Okay,
think
do you
that
believe the
everything else could be
Illuminati's real?
fake. No.
I don't know. I don't think the Illuminati is real.
I
Like
don't
in
know
the way
if
that
it's necessarily
people
the Illuminati,
think
but I think there are super rich people that flipping really run crap in the world.
Oh, they
Yeah,
definitely
that's- I mean,
they
you can
definitely
see that every
influence
day.
I do
things.
think that we
They
are
definitely
here dabbling with like minor things, and they do it to keep us distracted. I completely think that.
They
Yeah,
definitely-
that could definitely be a real thing.
they
No,
definitely
of
have an
course.
influence. Yeah,
But I don't think that they're standing naked in a fucking
No, I don't-
forest
not,
with
not
like
weird crap
campfires
like
and
that.
shit.
Not like flipping whatever. That's like outlandish. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
some really rich people that probably can do what they want.
Well, they've been
and
doing
they-
that for
and they-
millennia.
I
That's
know.
how it's always been. The
So-
richest people are the ones in charge.
Yeah, so I think that could
just
be
one
that's
question:
also a thing.
did the Gulf of Tonkin actually happen?
Did it? Of course it happened.
No, it didn't happen. That's
the
the thing.
Gulf of Tonkin.
Yeah.
What do you?
I have no
I'm
idea
trying
what
to
that is.
say.
When they said that in order to get into Vietnam.
Oh, you're saying.
They,
I'm
they said
sorry.
that they blew up one of our Navy ships.
Oh, you're asking. You're
in the
asking
Gulf of
if,
Tonkin,
if we.
and that was the excuse to get into the Vietnam War, to
That's a-
invade
that's-
So
Vietnam.
that was
That's
a
a-
reason for us to go to war.
and actually,
well, that's
it-
like the weapons of mass destruction for Iraq.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
there wasn't no. They didn't have no.
Well, that's a
they would've
loaded
used them.
question.
it
the
didn't,
way
it,
you
didn't,
put
it didn't happen. That's the thing. Is it didn't happen.
But
They told us that it did, so that we could get
But
involved in
you
the war.
Do
You
people
asked
still
me,
say it happened?
Did the Gulf of Tonkin happen? And we're talking about it. So obviously something happened.
But yeah, the lie happened.
Well,
So-
then how am I supposed to answer that question? No, it didn't
yeah,
happen.
you say no, it didn't happen, and they told us that it did. So you're right. Conspiracy
Oh.
theories do happen.
Oh, I
So,
see what you're
so
saying.
they told people that
They
this
blew up
happened,
one of
but-
our ships,
but
and
it
didn't-
actually never happened.
Never happened.
Now, do the
Yeah.
history books say that?
Yeah, there was literally it was the Freedom of Information Act that passed, and they were able to get those reports, and it showed that it never actually happened.
That's so
And
crazy.
so, yes, you're right.
And
If
then
you
what's your
believe-
next train of thought?
My
This is
next
why
train of
people
thought
don't-
is
this is why I
that
don't trust the government, bro.
is that if they could do that,
There
they're
you go.
capable of other things.
And then
I'm just
every-
saying, keep
everything's
an open
wrong.
mind. No, not everything. Just
Yeah.
keep an open mind because it's
Yeah.
not an all or nothing game,
Yeah,
right?
that's
just
right.
Just
That's
because they lied about that. Just because they lied about that does not mean they lie about everything.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't
That
mean
it should end
that
there.
everything is real,
But
right?
There's
We
a
know that it's
reason
not,
why.
though.
There's a reason why.
I'm gonna see you at the loony
You
bin
should
in
not
about
always
2
trust
years.
the freaking government.
See you there, bud.
Dude. I hardly ever trust the government. That's why I don't ever endorse politicians. I don't ever endorse people that are. If you want to be a politician, odds are I don't trust you. Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird fucking thing to
it's
try and be.
Yeah, You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me go run for an office. I think I'm good enough. Let me y'all follow me. Like,
Well, I have a
man.
question. I have an interesting point about that now. If you're an artist or a musician, you have the same complex, right? Because you
To a
believe
degree.
because you believe that whatever it is that you're creating is worth people's time to go spend to watch it or listen to
Well,
it.
it's different. It's you can think about it a couple different ways. Music, I like playing because I like to have my friends have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like playing music because people have a fun time doing it and they love listening to it. Now, other people who are probably in bigger bands think they're like this big movement, and they're notoriously bands have done that. You know, they've inspired generations. They've done this. They've done incredible things.
Like Oasis, who big time the Foo Fighters, which is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys, by the
Yeah,
way.
Yeah,
Just saying.
those guys suck.
Come on the show whenever you want.
Yeah, come on. By the way, come redeem yourself.
Yeah.
Wonderwall's a
On
good
bottom
song.
of the bill.
Like,
It is a good song, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, man. Like, okay, it's almost like that's why you have rock stars who get the ego that they have. Like Oasis blows off the Foo Fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends. You can't have a blanket statement for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there could be some genuinely good politicians out there who would genuinely want to do good. Notoriously, though, they don't. And
Yeah,
that's why
without a
That's
doubt.
why I don't trust politicians specifically.
I think you shouldn't trust anybody chasing power.
I
But
don't
you trust the
I-
information that they give
Well, let's
you.
put it this way: I don't trust too many people in general.
Yeah.
But so don't trust the people that are chasing power. Don't trust politicians, but trust the information that they give you.
Trust
Yes.
politicians that are trying to
Right.
give away power,
Okay.
like Bernie Sanders.
I'll go to my first
I would
unpopular
say
opinion.
Bernie seems to have the most genuine heart about it.
I agree.
I don't think his stuff would work here, though.
I also agree with that as well.
Yeah, I don't think. I think
He
Bernie,
went too hard in the paint. Like, honestly, like
I think Bernie's been about that life.
I think that's
and-
what it should be, but I think that you need to have a stepping stone between him.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
the-
I don't think it's.
if you want to change the world, he tried too hard and got
so far.
He's so
But
old.
in the end, it
yeah,
didn't even
doesn't
matter.
I
Nice,
fucking
bro.
love My Chemical Romance. It's one of my favorite bands. All right, what's your first unpopular opinion?
Hurricanes can be a positive force.
Oh man,
They can be.
They can be.
be.
They can be. Notice
Can
how I
be
worded it.
good for
that's
some
that's
people.
pretty good.
They can
Can be good for some. I do a lot of charity work from them now. Like,
Really, you do?
Yeah.
Of course. There you go.
I'll go make one of those videos and I'll put like a GoFundMe and be like, hey, y'all raise some money. I'll buy goods with it. I'll take it to the places that got messed up.
Well, that's
So-
endearing.
so
that's really great.
Well, this third hurricane video that I did, I drove up to Myrtle Beach. I think that's
Myrtle
where-
Beach in South Carolina?
South Carolina, I think that's it.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach.
And it was Hurricane Florence. And I had to GoFundMe on there. I was like I said, I was broke as crap at the time. I was like, hey, y'all want me to film another video? I got to GoFundMe up for like $200. Y'all pay for my gas and coffee, and I'll go do it. And someone paid for it. So I was like, cool. So drove up there. I woke up. She actually hooked me up with my wife. She set us up on a blind date. My friend Ashley, and she was like working a restaurant job and in college at the time. And I was like, hey, come film this video with me. I'm picking you up at like 3 a.m. She was like, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, no. Picked her up, drove up there to South Carolina, and I was just going to go where it was windy enough to do the video, like whatever. Drive all the way to Myrtle Beach. Get there, I see all this. Like, it was like another wind tunnel that was coming down like the main strip, and I was like, oh, this will be perfect. So we go out there, we do it a couple times. As soon as I get out there the first time, though, a truck down the street gets out, news camera, lights, action, reporter, everything. And I was out there.
You're just like a
I was out
beacon for
there-
them.
I was out
Jesus
there in
Christ.
I was out there and these. Actually, am I wearing them? I'm wearing not the same color. Oh, dude, they're called UFMs. Underwear for men.
Plug right there.
Plug.
Yeah.
So I was wearing some blue ones. And they gave me a pair of underwear and paid me like $100 or something stupid to like do a video in these underwear. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so I did it a few times. News camera comes out. It's Fox News, not the local. It's global, international Fox News. And I didn't know it at the time. But they come over. They're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? What is the purpose? And I was like, I'm just trying to be free and American and party. You know, like, whatever. And they're like, you're doing this for viral attention, aren't you? And I was like, I've been viral. Like, this is just fun. You know, people paid for my gas money to come up here and do a video. This is why I just did it, you know? Like, whatever. It's a good time. And they caught that little segment on Fox News, and apparently the dudes there thought it was funny, and they shared my GoFundMe on the Fox News. So we're driving back. It was like bing, 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 bing. I was like, what the? Why are people so good? I was like, who are these people? I don't know these people. And then I ended up getting like probably $1,500 or like close to $2,000 or something.
Good
Like
for
it wasn't
you.
like life-changing money or anything. But I was like, okay, what do I do with it? You know, like what? I have all this money. Yeah, I'm broke, but I can't just take money. You know, like
Yeah.
I didn't ask for any of this. So I put it out there on Facebook. I was like, what should I do with this money? And everyone's like, buy supplies or donate it to like a charity or something. And I was
That's
like,
a good idea.
I don't want to give no charity. I was like, I know how charities work. They're shady. All right, bro. I don't mess around with that. Not all of them, but I know what I'm going to do with this money if I take it. And so I have the money. Literally go to BJ's, buy as many things as I possibly can, load up my freaking crappy Subaru at the time, and I drove that sucker to South Carolina. Met up with some random, like, it was the Cajun Navy is what it was. The Cajun Navy Army. You ever heard of them?
It's like a.
They're awesome.
What
Those
is
guys
it
are
called?
bad.
New
Those guys
Orleans?
are bad to the bone.
No,
They got big. They did get big from New Orleans. From, what was their hurricane? that hit
militia.
there? That
Oh,
was
Katrina.
super bad. Katrina. They got big from that. They got their airboats, and they were pulling people out of the freaking houses and all that stuff. I put it on Facebook. This random dude was like, I was like, hey, I'm bringing all this stuff up. I don't know where to put it, you know, like whatever. And the guy was like, dude, come do missions with us. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go do missions with y'all. Go meet up with this dude. I literally never met this guy before in my life. And he's got his hotel room. I was like, he's like, dude, all I got is one bed. I was like, I'm sleeping on the floor. And he's like, all right, good. And he's like, I didn't want to sleep on the floor. So sleep on the floor. We wake up with the butt crack of dawn. We get going to where we were going to go. We piled all the supplies in the back of his truck, meet up with the Cajun Navy, and they got Discovery Channel there. Discovery Channel's doing a documentary on the Cajun, like Navy, Cajun Army crap. And I was just like hanging in the background, you know, like whatever. I was way well out of my zone. Like this is like grunt man, like we're going to go get some people out, like type of stuff. And what was crazy about this specific hurricane is this was like probably a couple of days after the hurricane had already passed. But it had pushed so much seawater in, the water was starting to come back. And it's starting to retreat. And they have all these dams and everything that's in there that was like kind of holding the water back. So we're in there. We're talking Cajun Discovery Channel. They like figured out who I was. And they're like, you're that. It was two Britishes. You're that guy. Oh my gosh. And like they started talking to me. I was like, this is crazy. Sheriff calls the Cajun Navy. Dam just broke.
Oh no.
We got to start getting some people out of here. He's like, this place is going to be underwater in a matter of like an hour or two. High alert. We're freaking zooming through, blazing through these freaking towns. And we're in these massive like army trucks, airboats on the back of it. I felt like I was in an action hero movie, bro. And I was like, I don't know how I got here.
I was just thinking,
I don't
like,
know any of these
what
people.
a wild fucking like just
It was nuts,
turn
dude.
of events.
It was so nuts. And I guess they just thought because I made this video I was about that life. And I was like, I guess I'm about that life now, boy. Let's go.
That's
So I had some steel toe boots on and some jeans I picked up at Walmart. And I was like, all right, let's go help some people out, bro. These guys are like ex-military, like big old dudes. Like, you know, they know what they're doing, man. And we went through floodwaters, man. We got one dude out of his house. We dropped off water to some other neighborhoods that were like blocked in from water. It was like almost like the neighborhood itself was up on a hill, but the water was too deep in front for people to get out. So we drove through with these massive, big old army trucks, just drove through and just like dropped off supplies to them.
Wow.
And it was like the coolest thing. I was like, I want to do this forever. This is great. And
we need to have more hurricanes.
yeah, no, we don't. No, we don't. After seeing, dude, so I've done it a couple times. Did it in Louisiana as well. And dude, seeing what those and the Panhandle specifically too, seeing what those hurricanes do. I mean, we are lucky here in Jacksonville. We are so lucky. I don't know how we've gotten so lucky. I know this. I know River,
because we're in a little.
it's like
bit.
it's got. You know, I talked to my buddy. He's a like he's what do you major in? Marine not marine biology, maybe marine biology he majored in. But he said something about the shelf.
Yeah.
And it's got this weird shelf off the coast here that, for whatever reason, a hurricane, unless it comes in directly and hits us, if it goes up the coast like they always do, it just keeps it off and shoots it off.
I'm gonna knock on wood for
I'm
you.
from
Knock on wood, please. 'Cause
I'm from-
do not want that.
I'm from South Florida, so I can tell you that we bear the brunt of all of it.
You
down
sure
there.
do.
Most
I'm
of
from
the
a
do, man.
landlocked state, and y'all don't even know what the hell a tornado is.
Yeah, that's not true,
I
bro.
tell you what, dude.
Tornadoes in South Florida,
hurricanes
bro.
don't
Really?
scare me
Oh, yeah.
nearly as bad. You get tornadoes down there.
Oh yeah,
You
big
get
time.
tornadoes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We've got tornadoes here, man. Not like out there though. Those tornadoes.
He's
are nasty.
from Kentucky. He's, not,
Born
he's like
in-
from fucking Oklahoma or something. You know what I mean?
That's the
That's
real
real
ish right
shit.
there. That is real.
Fucking
dude.
tornado destroyed my high school.
Dude.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
They
That was probably-
they call those things the finger of God for a reason. But the ones in the Panhandle, what was that gnarly one they hit? Michael, I think.
Michael hit. Yeah, that was a few
They
years
gotta
back.
stop numbering these hurricanes. I fucking hate the names.
Dude, well, my middle name's Michael, so.
No offense to
Yeah.
the name Michael. I'm just like, I can't remember, like, okay, this
What do you want to name him?
the year and the month that it was in.
That's
That's-
good. Well, sometimes you get multiple in 1 month in 1 year.
Remember the hurricane from
not
November
sensationalizing it.
13? I'd be
Yeah.
like, yes.
But
Yeah.
Do you
dude,
remember Hurricane Allison? No.
people, I don't know. People remember like Hurricane Harvey. People remember
Oh,
Hurricane.
I
we
don't.
remember Hurricane Andrew down in South Florida. I'll tell you
Andrew,
that
that's,
much.
That's the one. Yeah.
Still damaged in
sure.
South Miami because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, freaking the Panhandle. I don't even remember what flipping town I was in. Close to Pensacola, and I raised because I actually was working a festival out in San Francisco, and I couldn't do a video for it. So I was like, hey, I can't do a video. I'm still gonna put a GoFundMe up if you guys want to like fund it or whatever. I'll go take supplies to it, and I think I got like I don't know a couple grand or something, and so I filled up my crappy Subaru again. Me and my buddy went out and we got in touch with a church that was out there and doing some different stuff. But I rode with this one kid, and he was a local, and we were going around like trying to give supplies and stuff. And he was like, dude, this thing actually, he's like, I don't know what the news is saying. It actually hit a Cat 5, and he's like, there were tornadoes touching down inside of the hurricane. And I was like, that's the apocalypse. I was like, that, like driving down the road. The things that wind did to metal was mind blowing.
Yeah, shit happens.
It was, dude. It was so freaking gnarly. We never want that here, ever. People are like, yeah,
course
hurricane.
not.
We want a hurricane party. Yeah, cancel school. You don't.
I'm
want
not
anything
from
to do
here,
with
and and my
You want nothing to do
roommate
with
was
that.
born and raised in Key West,
Ugh.
and I was just
Oh my
like,
gosh.
and I was just like, every time the hurricane was like, okay, so I just letting you know, I buy like about 10 gallons of water, we should be good. And he's just laughing his ass off at me.
Yeah.
The way that Florida people, no
that.
offense,
We party. No. I mean,
you take it, you're like, fuck yeah, dude, we got
Yeah.
the next 3 days off. I'm like,
Well,
I'm gonna die.
No. I mean, it's not all. You're not always gonna. It's not always gonna be like that. But I mean, the news does sensationalize it, which I used to not understand, but now I understand.
Well,
why they do
nobody
it.
taught me not to watch the news about it. And that's how I
Well,
was
okay,
figuring
so
out about it.
the-
I'm like,
the
well,
first
he said
one-
I need to go get water
The first one that I went viral
and
for,
peanut butter and jelly.
The first one I went viral for, the dude Shepard Smith on Fox
Oh,
News.
yeah.
He's the one that was like the quote. It's one of the most famous quotes he ever put out. It was hilarious. He goes, "Yeah, this hurricane is going to kill you, and it's going to kill your kids."
He did say
he
that.
said so, it was something along those lines.
I remember him.
And that was the hurricane that I went. Matthew. That was the first one that I went
Matthew,
viral
yeah.
for.
Oh, I remember that
Hurricane
one.
Matthew.
I
And-
do remember that one. I don't
Yeah,
remember
that-
what year
that
it
one-
was, but
That one specifically.
2017, I think. 2016, 2017.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's-
was 2016.
that's the
2016.
one that hit during week 1 opening NFL, and I didn't get to watch Sunday Night Football that night.
So dumb.
Yeah, I know.
really
Hurricanes are all. Just
Do
the
you remember
the power went out. That's all, and I couldn't watch it. It was the Dallas Cowboys. Elliott Smith playing, anyways.
Oh, yeah.
It was-
Yeah, power to go out for us. I remember.
Maybe that if you just tell me what the game was, and I'll remember what the hurricane
Are you-
was.
That's
you
how we
really
should
good at
classify
trivia?
the hurricanes.
Huh?
You good at trivia?
I'm good at like weird trivia, but like hurricanes and stuff, like just normal stuff, I'm bad at. But
Lane needs another person on his team. for the night.
I'm not.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm recruiting out here.
I don't. I,
you got
I
you got
don't
trivia or what? We
Recruiting
just lost
trivia
someone,
Thursday
so-
nights at V's Pizza.
Yeah.
I don't have a specialty, but there'll be like weird ones, especially when it comes to joke like Bible trivia. Like without a doubt, I got that down.
I'm good at
Because you go to
office
Providence,
trivia.
man. I mean,
Yeah, I went to
well,
Providence
Office
and
is good.
grew
I'm
up
good at
super
office
like
trivia.
evangel-
I can tell you Michael
evangelical,
Scott's
sorry.
middle name.
Evangelical.
Yeah, it's not. It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
All right, let me go to the next one. All right, this is a good one, and I was just at what's Hoobastank on Sunday.
Oh, you went to this Pro Girl or whatever it was?
It was
Super Girls?
free.
Good girl band to
I mean,
have
why
on that
not,
show,
dude?
by the way.
And then right after that was the Plain White Tees. Anyways, my unpopular opinion is, if you get famous doing a hit song or album, but the style of music dies out, you should have to start over and try again with something completely different and a different name.
Well, I think that you don't have to do that. I think
It's unpopular opinion,
you
by the way.
could do that.
It's
But
based-
if I ever have just one song,
yeah.
just one song that
You
pops
were
up,
talking about it, that's-
I would play that song, and I would not care. I would play that song wherever anybody wanted to pay me.
Yeah.
I would not give a flipping rip.
That's definitely Billy's mindset too.
No. I said nothing about being like, without a doubt, like, no, you should like still do that. But I'm just trying to say, like, don't try to be like, okay, well, I'm Fred Durst, so I'm gonna start doing new stuff under Fred Durst.
Well, dude,
Don't
have
do
you
that.
listened to the new Limp Bizkit?
That's what everybody is like.
It's
talking
good.
About.
Is
yeah.
it good?
It is
it's
good.
Limp Bizkit, bro. It's freaking good.
I get it. All I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is he also didn't come out with anything during like the dubstep era or whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah, gosh.
Like a good example, like from First to Last, that's the lead singer Sonny Moore.
Yeah, he went and did Skrillex.
It's Skrillex,
Yeah.
and he like was just like, "Whoop, I'm gonna switch.
Well,
and,
I mean,
and do
he
that.
just fell into something. I don't think that was his ever.
He wasn't really
yeah.
famous that way, and I can't really think of a person that ever did that twice. But I think that's what you should have to do. And I
How
just
about the Bee Gees?
No. What I'm trying to say is this: is any person, and I haven't really ever met anybody that's like, oh, like it fucking sucks. I gotta play fucking Stacy's Mom for the rest of my life. I'm like, no, you don't.
I'd play that song till I was blue in the face.
Still
But
do
I would
that.
do whatever I wanted to do outside of that. I wouldn't say that you have to rebrand or you.
That's
have
what
to do
I
anything.
say.
I don't.
Because that's not fair.
I don't think you have to do that. Blink-182 wrote how many hits?
Yeah, a lot.
And they're still Blink. Oh, but minus
fair.
Tom.
Tom
They're
DeLonge.
not really kind of the same. But they still write the same type of stuff.
I mean,
Sure.
What do you mean not fair?
Because if you're gonna go and create new music and it has nothing to do with the band that was before, at all.
But it's the same members.
And again,
So wait.
hang
so
on.
you're saying you're in a band. You write a hit.
I
and then
said
you leave the band.
the style of music dies out is what I said.
Okay.
And then you pivot and go another way, and then still have the same band name. I hate you for that.
Why?
So you have the same band name, but you sound like something completely different.
Especially if you're like a fad band.
Look at the Bee Gees, man. The Bee
What about
Gees,
'em?
they came out like the mid '60s with like fucking the Lights down in fucking in Massachusetts, right? And then you have fucking Saturday Night Fever or whatever. It's just like
Sure.
but they just pivoted.
But no, the next step though, when they got like, okay, granted, I'm sure they were selling a good amount of
they
records.
pivoted
during
with
that.
every generation. They maintained relevant.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's the same members. Though.
Unpopular
Who cares?
opinion. Unpopular
I mean,
opinion.
This
It's
here's
just
American. You can do whatever you want, bro.
Sure,
here,
but it's
America.
just it doesn't make any sense though.
I mean, if you
it makes me mad.
So I think
Unpopular
that's what happens.
opinion.
I think that's what happens when somebody really likes a band from their childhood.
Yeah.
And then that same band
Yeah.
matures and doesn't want to write the same exact album.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have to change your name. I think it's the same members, but they're just trying to make something a little bit
Different.
And I don't
Right.
think there's anything wrong with
But
that.
when you follow a fad and then you get famous because of
Okay.
that fad, for a good example, Limp Bizkit, then
How do you know they're from Jacksonville?
They're
Those
from
dudes were just
Duval,
fucking
bro.
hanging out, bro.
Yeah.
They weren't like an LA band they just
No.
put together following a fad. Those dudes were
Those
just
dudes
jamming.
were just doing it. Dude.
Like,
yeah,
and
they're
they-
from
like-
here, man.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
from like I don't know what you're talking about. Like I agree.
What
like
do you-
bands
what-
like
what's-
NSYNC or something.
So Limp
right?
Bizkit
But,
is
like,
still
they
Limp
just broke
Bizkit,
up,
though.
and then Justin Timberlake did his own thing. The rest of them, got
no
fucked.
problem with them.
But okay, but I'm just saying that like what
So
you're
you're talking about this. Okay, let's say this, for example, pop punk band.
Yeah.
They follow this, and all of a sudden they turn into like a country band. You would have
Okay.
a problem with that, right?
if they had the same band
They had
name
the
and
same band
everything.
name.
when does that ever happen?
But only if they're like
it's not.
if they're
it's
following
happened, but it's not happened as
if they're
drastically.
following fads and everything like that.
So
I
there's
hate
like
that.
bands. What's the flipping band? Bring Me the Horizon, I think is one of them.
Yeah.
That band was like hardcore, like really screaming, and then they went to like a completely different direction in the same name. So some people really like that new direction, but their older fans really love their old stuff. So you know what they do when they play a show? They play everything.
Yeah, of course.
They do it both. You know?
But I don't like it. And then also, I was thinking of another band that was kind of like that, like Maroon 5 a little bit. It's like that.
I think people don't like change. I think people put a band in a box and they don't want to hear anything that's like outside of that box. That band that I was talking about earlier, Code Orange, they just put out a single and all of their fans are like, this is the worst crap y'all have ever done, blah, blah, blah. It's not like my cup of tea, but I don't think it's a bad song. You know, I could see how true fans could be like, this is so bad. But the thing is, you still have all the old songs and they still play them.
Sure, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't get
But
it.
it's just weird to me, like hearing, or not even hearing, just like talking about it like we are now. Like, if I got famous off of one song, like, I'm still going to fucking play that song, and I would too. But then it's just like every time you see those bands now, they're like trying real hard to promote their like new album, and nobody gives a fuck. All they want to hear is that
what are you
hit.
gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Well,
Change your name, start a new band, and do it over again.
0 sense. And a lot
Why?
of them,
You already had
a
a
lot of
follow.
them.
You've already struck gold with something.
Yeah, exactly. And
why would you give up all those years of hard work and touring and promotions?
A better question is, why would you try to fucking do something different when what you were doing is already
you mean
working?
why would you try to rebrand like
Dude,
every
no.
fucking business does in their like in their existence?
I have a point here, and I think it's a pretty
No,
good
you
point.
don't. It's
I
dumb.
really do.
It's dumb.
You're dumb.
I think it's different
It's a dumb
if
point.
You look dumb.
I don't know, man.
I do look dumb.
I think to
but-
each their own. I
but-
think if you really feel passionate about a band and they change their style because they're older and they don't play pop punk stuff anymore, you shouldn't shame them for it. It's odds are it's not going to be a country album that they put out.
Yeah.
Odds are it's going to be some form of rock. It's going to be a little bit different. You might not like it at first. There's albums that I didn't like at first, but they grew on me, and I think they're awesome now. So you can't say that a band should or they have to do this, you know?
What about like, look at Pepsi and Coke? They've changed over the like their logos and their brands have changed over the years.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying that like bands can change with it's just a business, and like you're trying to stay relevant and change with the times. That's what you got to do. I mean, look, the Rolling Stones did fucking Ruby Tuesday, and then like 30 years later did One Hit to the Body. You know what I mean? Like, like one is like a new wave rock song. The other one's just a fucking acoustic, like sounds like the Beatles wrote it or something.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna go that different path,
So the Rolling Stones should have changed their name
I didn't say anything about the Rolling Stones. I said the new stuff that you're gonna do.
under a different
So then
name.
you should in theory
And start over
In theory,
again.
a band would have to change their full name every single time they wrote an album, because not every
No.
album is going to be completely the same.
Well, no, that's not. I mean, like, I'm talking about like a serious like fucking change. And
Oh yeah, if you go from okay, so you're a freaking new metal band like Limp Bizkit, and all of a sudden you put out a country album.
that's what they're called, new metal.
New metal,
Oh.
yeah. That's like the
Interesting.
rap rock Rage Against the Machine type thing.
Never knew.
What about Kid Rock? Should he have changed his name? Because he went from like a
hate
rap
Kid
rock
Rock.
kind of thing
He
to
loves Kid
straight
Rock.
up country.
You
I liked
Kid Rock?
I liked his.
You like Nickelback?
No, his first 2 albums I liked a lot. And Nickelback, this is one of my unpopular opinions. I think that they are not as bad as people say they are.
That might be true, but it's just hard to look past.
It's
at this
cheesy.
point.
Don't get me
It's
wrong.
hard to look past it, dude. Okay,
It's
so
cheesy.
now who I will go bat for is Creed. I will go to bat for Creed
They're a
any
Christian
day
band,
of the
though.
week. No, they're not.
They
used
were.
to
No,
be.
they're not.
They
dude.
used to be.
No,
They
they're
were.
not. Scott Stapp had he had faith influences. He wasn't ever a Christian, dude. Mark Tremonti, guitar player, freaking rips, dude.
Yeah.
And people want to give that guy crap. That dude's got some tasty freaking licks.
Sure.
And albeit they wrote some freaking good songs, bro.
Yeah.
Anytime With Arms Wide Open comes on, you're gonna sing it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen?
Same thing with
Bro,
Nickelback, though.
Have you ever seen the halftime performance of Creed in 2001, right after 9/11?
No.
It'll change your whole perspective on this freaking band. It's okay. You ever heard of like if somebody is in the moment of creating something, do they actually know like if it's like gold or if it's good or not? They knew what they were doing when they made this halftime performance. It is the best.
Yeah, of course.
It is the best.
It's $1 million production.
So-
of course they knew what was happening.
No, because sometimes those don't always go good.
No, but
this
I mean,
was
like,
phenomenal.
yeah, they had a good night.
And I kind of get it, because you can go with like the legacy of it or whatever. Like if Creed just came back and Scott Stapp just started rapping and they started doing like fucking awesome fucking hip hop tracks, you'd be like, "Have you heard Creed now though?" And I'd be like, "Just fucking call it something else, like, and start over."
It's the same guys. They don't want to.
Yeah. And they've worked hard to build that brand.
It's
dude.
just it's an
Yeah.
unpopular
Because guess what? They don't-
OCD opinion
Hey,
that I have.
Scott Stapp's
Please,
new
like,
new
defend
new group. It's the same guys from Creed. I can't remember what the name it is. Oh, let's just call it Creed. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, and was sensical. This is an opinion.
Yeah.
It's a subjective
But it's good.
opinion.
It's good conversation.
And I will
Yeah.
also say that
It's a good one,
the
though.
point that you made about Creed is the same point that I'd make about Nickelback. It's like, yeah, it's cheesy as shit, but it's like they're good players. The songs are well written. You might not like them. That's
Anybody
fine. I
could
don't
be
like
a
Nickelback
good fucking
either.
player in the
But-
Nickelback.
to the bottom of every bottle.
Sure, it's cheesy. It's
Stupid.
Hey, that song slapped when I was in like 3rd grade.
yeah.
I was like, that song's so good.
I was in
I,
sixth grade.
had
but yeah,
Human
that's fine.
Clay, 1999's Human
Bro,
Clay on CD.
I think, what was it? Weathered. Human Clay.
Weathered Human
and,
Clay.
What was the other one?
I don't know. I just had those two.
There's the one with My Sacrifice on it, dude. Which one? What album
I don't
was
know
that
what you're
called?
talking about.
Creed.
Was it one?
Didn't have that. Didn't
They
have
had
those
some
records.
fucking. You
I
want to
had
talk
the
about some
CDs,
like
bro.
cool futuristic fucking
the
album
Human
cover
Clay
stuff?
with like the silver guy.
Yeah, the silver guy
yeah.
coming
Oh,
out
yeah.
and the like. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's not uncover that conversation.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
dude.
All right, what's your
Creed-
second
Creed
unpopular
rips.
opinion?
My second unpopular opinion is that
Second one?
Creed rips.
I know.
Yeah, I know. You go off on these.
Is
tangents
Creed
here.
rips?
No. That's what fucking Lane said, bro. She was
That's
hilarious.
right, dude.
Creed
Uh,
fucking
That would be
rip.
my unpopular opinion.
Yeah, maybe.
Creed rips.
Um,
And Mark Tremonti, man, that guy's awesome.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
dude.
like in all of those bands, you have to be a good musician to play in them because your performances have to go off without a hitch. I mean,
Dude,
like that's what it is.
Tell me another tasty lick other than "Can you take me higher?" Exactly.
Yeah, I got it.
Exactly.
I know
Tasty.
it's good, bro.
Tasty.
It's good. I can't stand it, but it's a well written
but
song.
you know it's good.
Totally. Same thing with Nickelback. It's the same thing. I'll defend that point to the day I die.
It's like all those fucking bands,
okay.
like Lifehouse and shit. Like,
Saving
all the same-
Abel.
same.
fucking-
Same
yeah.
fucking
It's just
band.
it's just
Well, it's
manufactured.
a fad, bro.
Yeah, it's just
They-
manufactured.
every-
shit.
That's
People
what
can
I'm
say it about
trying
pop
to
punk,
say.
bro.
And then
I
if you're
mean-
gonna fucking change it and then do the next fad, you can't be called
But
Creed
what
anymore.
if they don't do the next fad? They can still be that. They're still allowed.
That
to
was
keep
my
their name?
opinion. Is if they do the next fad,
Yeah,
then you're out.
It has to be if you do the next fad, then you have to change your
I don't
name.
know.
Can't
I
be
think
a fad
I think
band.
pop artists get a pass there for sure.
Yeah, big time.
Whatever.
All right, so Keith Richards is overrated. That's my second.
I will say the worst guitar solo I've ever heard
Sympathy for
is
the Devil.
"Sympathy for the
I
Devil."
will actually disagree with that.
I
statement.
think it's crazy. He's still alive. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't.
That's it.
I mean, do people really think that Keith Richards is like a phenomenal guitar player?
The
Do people
old
say
rock
that?
and roll guys believe that he's like fucking amazing because of
He's-
his approach to the way he
He's
played the
legendary.
instrument.
Like he's
He's
just like
legendary.
iconic.
Look, man, he's
Yeah.
earned it. All right, he's earned not GOAT status, but he's up there. You know, he's flipping. He's done something for the scene.
He's like the Ringo of guitarists.
yeah, yeah.
That's good. I like
Trademarked right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's kind of goes into my unpopular opinion, but we'll keep that for later.
All right, I'll do my last one, and it's interesting how the conversation has made it into this. But I said, I think social media is about to hit its peak and become uncool unless something drastically changes or something new starts.
I agree
I
with
think
that.
People are getting
something-
sick of it.
I think something new will start, and I think it's going to be a lot like virtual reality.
Something like that.
I think that's where it's going to go. I hope I'm dead before that happens. I don't care to deal with it. I feel bad for my potential kids in the future. They got to deal with it, but
Oh, man.
hopefully Poppy will raise them right.
I don't know. I was on it the other day, and I'm like, what am I doing? This is stupid.
Yeah.
And
I
agree with
it was
that.
like every third post is an ad or something.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
just getting. I feel like it's losing its edge.
Are you
Yeah,
on
I
TikTok?
agree.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so TikTok. I try to stay off of that because of how addictive it is.
It is very addictive.
I get on there. I go like once a month at night when I'm like barely awake, so I can just scroll
And
through
then
it
it-
and then fall asleep.
that's-
That'll be it. That'll be it because I know if just during the day, that's like probably 2 or 3 hours of me just like.
It's
And I was
pretty
like,
funny.
Where'd that time go? I could have done something way better with my
But then
life.
every
Yeah, I
now and
agree.
then it'll be like a fucking ad for like how to sell real estate or some shit like that. I'm like, what? What is happening?
Yeah.
And
Sell
but
real
if you
estate,
go
bro.
on Instagram nowadays or Facebook, like I don't even fucking go on Facebook anymore. But Instagram nowadays is just like every like 2 posts is an ad. I'm just like, people are gonna get sick of this, and then they're gonna leave.
I usually post more on my stories than I post on like the static feed. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm bored with it. So bored with it, and I feel
like I like to see what my friends are doing. You know, if they're out, hiking. What's that? Zion National Park. Had some friends out there. I was like, that's cool, man. Like, good for them. That's wow. They took a Prius out there. Like, dang.
Yeah, there's a balance with the social media thing, but I do agree that it is going to become such a it is so ubiquitous that I think there's going to be like a movement where it's like, social media is like not cool, guys.
That's what
I mean.
And
it's going to be like the new hipster thing. And
that's what
that's
literally what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
See, but I think there's just going to be something new to take its place because people like to socialize to some degree.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. It'll go back to what it was before.
But
for at least a period of time before.
It's so easy, though, with the phone, man. I don't know if it'll be social media per se. It might be something different. That's why I think if it's a virtual reality and people have like what they're kind of doing already is like virtual hangouts.
Yeah.
I could put on my virtual reality and I go hang out with whoever I want to.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's going to be more and more geared that way, and it's going to be a lot more incentive driven to be, hey, just stay at home. Like I thought it was going to happen with the flipping COVID lockdown. Just stay at home. Everyone's going to be buying virtual reality headsets. Guess what? It's too dangerous to go outside. Yeah, just put this little flipping virtual thing on. You can hang out with whoever you want.
Oh, they're trying in some places.
I'm sure. I know Austria's locked down. And they're 94% vaccinated.
That was hilarious.
And they're all locked down. Even the vaccinated are locked down right now.
Yeah, that sounds like a great place.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jab that. Towards the end of the conversation here.
That's right. They're locked down in their government subsidized fucking home for free. But anyways,
their
keep going.
Sucks.
They're doing all right.
Sounds awesome.
They're doing all right.
My last unpopular opinion is that the Foo Fighters are better than Oasis.
All right, that's not unpopular. Well, I guess
technically it is unpopular.
Foo Fighters blow them out.
Yeah.
I can't. Besides Wonderwall, I can't tell you another Oasis song.
There's another song that they had that's really popular.
I'm sure it is, but you know what? Can you name it? Nope.
Yeah, I could.
Name some Foo Fighters songs, bro. I bet you can.
I play one of them.
There goes my hero.
Yeah, I mean, like Foo Fighters has some great
songs.
What if I say I'm not like the others?
What if I say?
That one.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they just
Learn to Fly is another one.
They're great.
Dude, way better rock band. Way better.
Yeah, the songs, but popularity-wise, no.
Well, that just goes to show you maybe numbers aren't everything.
I totally
Numbers are
agree.
definitely not everything. Oh, do you really agree with that?
I
Because
totally
you always
agree.
tell me that what makes a good song is the amount of people that like it.
I say the songs that
Rebecca
you
Black,
make, nobody
Friday.
likes it.
What'd you say?
I said the songs that you make, nobody likes it.
No, that's not what you said.
And I said, come back to me when you get some numbers.
No, well,
I just think I make music and nobody likes it.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I showed you Grateful Dead numbers on Spotify, and then I showed you Taylor Swift numbers on Spotify.
What's about that?
And then you were like, yeah, so obviously who's the better songwriter?
Yeah.
That's what you said to me.
Yeah.
Talking about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That she was a better songwriter than Jerry Garcia and Robert Hunter.
If we're talking numbers, yeah.
That we're not, but that's not the metric for
That's
good music,
literally
is
what
it?
we're
I think
talking
it's such
about.
an opinion-based
It's
thing.
not
anyways. Music is so opinion-based.
Yeah.
It's
just
not numbers-based.
I
like bands no one listens to. I like a country artist. I'm wearing this hoodie.
Who?
His name's Rowdy. His name's Rowdy. I don't even like country, bro. I love
There's some
Rowdy.
good country. Tyler Childers is dope.
I love Rowdy, man.
Hank Williams
Yo,
is a
y'all
fucking
go
god.
listen to Rowdy, bro. He needs numbers. What he needs. He's a freaking dadgum good artist, man. He writes his own songs too. He's great.
All right, let's check out some Rowdy.
That's my plug.
I guess like the whole point about the numbers thing though is just like, so what? Yeah, the Grateful Dead is without a doubt like better. But when you're talking,
that's all you have. That's where you have to leave. That's
when
where you leave it.
no, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Because
that's where you leave it.
Because when
Just
it
say,
comes
they're
down
better.
to it,
Period.
it takes another fucking skill to sell the music that goes to everybody.
Yeah, write a jingle for the masses. Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. There's definitely that. Doesn't mean
That's
it's a better
better.
song. It just means that it's like it's a jingle that was marketed correctly to the masses. That's all it is.
Well, okay. First of all, don't be hating on Taylor Swift, dude. I gotta give her respect, man. She wrote a lot of her tunes, right?
All I'm saying
Yeah,
is
she's
is-
not a bad
is-
songwriter.
She wrote a lot of her tunes.
The
man.
term better is subjective, but when you're talking about numbers, it's objective. So
it's not objective.
Who's got more numbers?
There's a lot of things that go into that, but so it's not so cut and dry. But
who's got billions of plays?
That's
Who's
fine.
got millions?
That's fine. It's also that like a lot. It doesn't matter, man. We're not gonna get into this whole thing, but like
You're the
you
one
know,
who fucking brought it up, dude.
You're right. I'm
gonna
saying
walk.
the Foo Fighters.
I'm gonna fucking dance. Let's dance. You know
All
what I'm
right,
saying?
let's dance. So, a lot of the people that listen to the Grateful Dead aren't going to be on Spotify
That's
or
true.
on those things.
There are
So
a lot
yeah,
of them
those
are
numbers
dead.
aren't going to translate in the
'Cause
same
they're dead
way.
now,
A lot of them
Not
are
because
dead.
they're dead, because they don't use those platforms.
They could be dead. A lot of them are probably.
Thank
dead.
you.
So could a lot of Taylor Swift fans. They all died in drunken car accidents because they're 14 years old. Just saying. Sorry if
What?
that happened to you.
What?
What?
I'm just
Dark,
saying,
bro.
Yeah.
Just
What are you
saying.
talking about?
Just saying.
Just saying.
It's a lot of teenagers
what are you
die.
talking?
That's all I'm saying.
What the frick, dude?
Just saying.
That's dark.
I don't.
It's dark.
I
I went
personally
there.
don't like Taylor Swift more than the Grateful Dead.
Sounds like you like her more than Grateful
All
Dead.
I'm
I
trying to
kind of
say-
like her more than Grateful Dead.
to each their
I
own.
listen to more Taylor Swift than I do Grateful Dead. Let's
I
put it that
don't.
way.
I couldn't. I don't know a Taylor Swift song, but I know like 100 fucking. I really.
What's that
don't.
one song? I knew he was trouble
Trouble
when he walked in. That's a good
I
song.
know that song. I don't know the name
Big
of it.
Trouble.
reputation. Big
Trouble.
reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blah! The freaking goat. The goat. You seen it on YouTube?
No.
They replaced the. This, you gotta look at Screaming Goat Taylor Swift Trouble. It's amazing.
I'm
It's
just,
amazing.
Like just if what the metrics that you're going to use about what is better, you just got to define that before you say what is better.
Okay, so what makes a Taylor Swift song great
Yeah.
is the production.
Yeah. She's not that good of a singer, per se. I think she's a good songwriter though. I think she's good
Yeah.
at doing what she's doing. She taps into emotion well.
And she's got a lot of producers that make her sound real good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
So what I'm saying is that the Grateful Dead didn't really like they don't have that same dynamic. So their songs stand on their own better.
They're more authentic.
Oh,
I'll
I
say
see.
Yeah,
I'll
so if you
say
listen
that.
to a Grateful Dead tune, you're like, oh man, this is a great song, just
Yeah.
as it stands. Versus
Yeah.
like Taylor Swift, you break it down, it's just 3 chords and her just saying stuff about breaking up with somebody. And then the producers come in.
like a super high like chorus at the end. She's just like, "Wah!"
Yeah.
If you notice that and you listen to it, almost every single song has
yeah,
that.
it's just there's like a formula there, which
But
is fine.
albeit
But it's
she
like,
she does really good of changing. It still sounds like her, but she's gone from country
yeah,
to like
Pop.
80s pop and then
Yeah.
pop and then like and she's morphed into what she is. She started off
She should
country.
change her
So
name.
should she change her name?
yeah.
No, because
Why
she never
not?
was
Why?
she like I said, and that thing was she didn't come up as a fad.
Well,
She's not doing fad
Yeah,
stuff.
she does do fat stuff.
I don't know.
She
I don't really
100%
listen to
she's a
Taylor
pop
Swift
artist
as
now.
much as you guys, but I'm just trying to say
She's
that-
100% doing fat stuff. That 1989 album, man, sound like an 80s
Is-
record.
But is
Like,
she?
It's good.
Is she starting the fad though? Is that how
I don't think she's a
much
trendsetter.
better she is?
I don't think she's a
so.
trendsetter.
I mean, maybe she might be. I don't
She
know.
could be.
I'm just.
She's big enough. She could be.
I don't know. She's that, and not only that's my favorite part about her too is that she's not only the like one of the like most famous people on the planet, but she's without a doubt the most paid performing musician on the planet.
Yeah.
Over Bieber.
Over Bieber, Taylor Swift 1,000 times over.
Wow.
Not 1,000 times, but
I guess Bieber isn't.
but
as big
1,000
as what
times
he's-
over Grateful Dead for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, what is better? What is the metric for better?
The
It's
metric
all
better
about
is
your taste, man. It's
Yeah.
all about who you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
and
There's
that's
no
what I
number-
said.
There's no number you can put
Subjectively,
on what your
they're
opinion
better.
is. I don't know, man.
I'm just trying to have a car with air conditioning. I've said this since the beginning. That's all I want. Whatever it takes me
Your car doesn't have AC, bro.
for 5 years, bud. And I just want
What?
that. Whatever
we used
I
to
can
travel
do.
on that
Just get a new
thing, too.
compressor, man.
I wish it was that simple, bud.
Is
But
it
it's
something
not.
in the dash? What kind of car you got?
I don't
bro?
want
I'll help you out.
It's something. It's a fucking leak. This is still
You got
a
an AC? You got tube leak?
Yeah, I got tube leak or something like
Dude,
that.
come on, bro. That ain't
It's
that
bad.
Nah, it ain't bad. What kind
Anyways.
of car you got?
Ford Expedition.
Nah, it's a Ford.
Whatever.
You're screwed, bro.
I'd say if it was like a Toyota or something, that's probably pretty easy.
It's
cheap.
the
and easy.
next one down that lasts the longest. Whatever. But
All right, so that's my last unpopular opinion.
yeah,
Well,
okay.
it makes my unpopular opinion not look that great, but it was just.
no,
I don't think the Beatles are as good as people make them out to
That's
be.
like the third
Nice.
time somebody has said this on the show. Actually,
People make them out to be gods. I'm like they're okay. Like I
kinda
think
did
they wrote some decent songs, but it's nothing. I don't put the Beatles on in my car when I'm driving.
that is true.
Like who?
And
do
anybody
normal
who
people do
does,
that?
I'm like a little sus, and you're
Do
probably
normal-
a serial killer.
Maybe like a kid when they first discover them, are like, oh, this could be cool. But I mean, odds are they're probably not.
I
Yeah.
think that you have to go back and just realize it's the same thing with Hendrix, right? You listen to Hendrix and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I see.
I agree.
Like you're of the time. I get it, but stack him up to like a guitar player
Now.
like
Way
even 10
better.
years in the future,
Yeah.
even 5 years, even of that time. Like he wasn't as a player.
I
He wasn't
think
pushing boundaries.
watching Hendrix versus listening to him is night and day. I think if you watch Hendrix, you get it. Now, same thing with Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's another one of my bigger influences.
Oh, he
And
sound like you can listen to him and still get the same
I can listen
thing.
to him, but you watch him play.
Yeah.
And it's a whole other thing when you watch me and my brother. Like my dad had a VHS, and we literally wore the tape
Was it
out.
the Austin City Limits?
Yes,
Shit was dope.
wore it
Yeah.
out, dude. It was warped.
It's amazing. Now, think about it again of the time when the Beatles were pushing the envelope of production. You know what I mean? Like they weren't playing shows after 1966, so they were just a studio band after that. They had George Martin working with them, who was a classical composer and who was like bringing in all these crazy string sections and like really just do like. I mean, like they were so innovative in that world, and yeah, I get it doesn't stack up to today what's happening now, but I mean you have to think about that time, you know, and that's
Yeah.
what it is to me. Like just, and
There's-
also that they are the reason that I play music today, so I have to give them that. Like that they're like to me they're the ultimate band, you know.
It's just like I could see you like being a huge fan of the Beatles being an influence of you if it was 1971. Is all I'm
Broke up
trying
in
to say.
1970.
I understand. That's why I said that. And I was just like, and then after they started, and they were huge innovators. I'm not gonna say that. Like everybody else just compounded on that.
I mean, they
and better
basically
things
set the
came out.
standard for
That's
pop.
why I agree with you too.
They basically set the standard
They
for
set the
pop
standard.
music
Oh, yeah.
for like decades
Well,
after
they were the
fact.
first sensational band, in my opinion. Like Beatlemania. That was like a real where people are chicks falling out, peeing on themselves. You know,
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Just
saying.
the thought of being around them or like whatever.
Yeah.
I think the media also helped them out a lot too.
Totally, but
and also maybe the lack of, obviously social media has changed so much for celebrities because it's like you can peer into their actual lives now. You can see what they're actually doing.
right.
And, you know, you have reality shows like the Kardashians, albeit a lot of it's staged, but you feel like you get to know them. Things like Beatles and that era, if you got a glimpse of them, to some people, that was like seeing God. You know what I'm saying? That was like, I saw John Lennon. Oh, my gosh. You know, that's like, that was their ultimate high, was seeing somebody like that that they've only read about. Or they've only seen in the news. You know?
Yeah, but all
Or we're
those,
on the radio
all those
or BotB
shows
Records.
and
Oh, yeah.
everything
No.
where you see all those girls screaming and stuff, they're just doing Can't Buy Me Love and shit.
Yeah.
It's not the fucking innovative shit because they're just doing doo-wop a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Elvis was just like 10 years, not even 10 years before
No,
that, and was
Elvis
crushing
wasn't
it
even
too.
writing, but he didn't write any of those songs.
Doesn't
though.
matter.
It does
That's all
matter.
I'm trying to say is like, but that I'm saying, like with the Beatles and everything, they're writing those songs, but it sounds just like the fucking
Yeah. They
the 50s.
okay, but that's not like we're talking about the Beatles as a whole, right?
Yeah.
And first off, their earlier years, like 1965 and like earlier, like to 1960s, 62 era, like they were writing just standard pop songs.
Yeah.
But they kind of set the standard for what a pop song was from that point on, right? And what the look was, and what the whole marketing strategy was, and like the whole thing. Like they were the band that set that standard. Then everyone was trying to be like the Beatles at that point.
Sure.
And then after that, they started experimenting more with like Eastern music and bringing it into what they were
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
And
Doing
then
crazy stuff.
And then like Abbey Road to me is like an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's just like, it's.
I just want to know what it was like being alive in like 1964 as like my age, and then just like being like, oh, the Beatles, like, okay,
Yeah. They were literally like
like that's what I think that would be, right?
They were
It'd be like, okay, yeah, the Beatles, okay.
they were
Listen to the
literally
fucking cool shit though.
They weren't even our age when they were writing those albums.
I'm saying when
I know. I'm just saying, like, think about that for a second though. Like that was like they were like 26, 27 years old, like
Okay.
writing these masterpiece records for that time.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know. You have to to me, like, they're fucking like the ultimate, man.
I'm delving into his unpopular opinion. That's it.
I mean, I don't know. I got people that are, that are friends of family or whatever that are older, and they just make the Beatles out to be like the best thing that's ever walked this earth. And I'm like, I just don't see that. I don't know.
It's hard to look at it.
It's hard to be a time capsule and go back to
exactly.
that time.
That's what I mean.
It's hard.
That's why I want to know. I've never met anybody. Really, I talked to my papa. He's 95 years old. And it's like, you remember the Beatles? Like, yeah, I remember the Beatles. Like, how'd you like him? And he's just like, because he was listening to Hank Williams the whole time.
Hank Williams, baby.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's
And
all I'm trying to say, though. Like, you got to think about what it was during that time.
That's fine. Think about, but you're thinking about somebody who also wasn't of that generation, right? Like he was older than that generation. So
Sure.
of course he didn't get it. What I'm saying
people
is
that
that
are like
all the people that are in
upper 60s, lower 70s right now think that the Beatles are just the best thing ever.
because all the people that you were influenced by the Beatles. Think about that for a second.
Do you think that's a
That's
conspiracy, though?
No, who said that?
That the Beatles were set up and that it was all just fake
Oh,
nonsense?
that Paul died in 1964 in a car accident, or
No.
66 was it?
There's no
66,
way.
I think.
There's
yeah.
no way.
You never know.
I do. You got to find someone who looks just like him and then also could sing
He's
and
a
write
Canadian
songs like
police
him.
officer, yeah.
And then also play bass left-handed. Okay.
He was a Canadian police officer. Yeah, they just put some, it's all in the earlobe, bro.
Didn't Ringo Starr suck? Ringo,
Yeah, so
he
he didn't actually play on a lot of the earlier records for sure. It was,
because he was just more of an icon type thing.
well, he was more of just there's a difference between playing live and playing in the studio.
I don't think
and
the
Because
Beatles wrote any of their
there's some
music.
interview
McCartney
that
played
said
drums.
that Ringo Starr is not even the best drummer in the Beatles. Somebody was like, "Is Ringo Starr the best drummer in the world?" And I can't remember who said it.
Who
It
would
was like
say yes
Ringo's
to
not
that?
the best drummer in the Beatles?
None of them.
No, Ringo said that.
Ringo said that.
Yeah,
He said that about himself.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he says he's like Ringo Starr's not even the best
That's
drummer in the Beatles.
hilarious.
Nobody would make the claim that any of them are the best at their instrument.
No, yeah.
Individually, the claim is that collectively they created an entire culture and influenced generations after them.
Without a doubt.
To actually just be that good.
So do
Extremely
you think
innovative.
Taylor Swift is this generation's Beatles?
That was good.
There
That was
you
good.
go. I
That
mean,
was good.
is it that
I
crazy?
think so. I think Taylor
if
Swift
she's
is having
setting the
influence to that
standard of
degree.
new fucking pop music,
I don't think
that's
so.
everything that you said.
I think Dua Lipa is probably doing a much better job of that with her.
I have no
with-
idea who
with
that
the-
is.
with the
There you
producers
go.
that she's using.
But you know who the Beatles are, don't you?
Oh, the
And you know who Taylor Swift is, don't you?
I do.
End of story.
Who's Dua Lipa?
Which is now
No one
album
knows.
called Future Nostalgia. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's actually very, very good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just think it's interesting. I just want somehow to go to a fucking time machine and just go back in the day, and I just be like, do you think the Beatles were just blasting constantly, or was it just like, here's Beatles and then also Frank Sinatra, everybody?
Dude, Frank. Oh my gosh, I would. Dude, okay, who's the other guy that's kind of in that same?
Louis
Dean
Prima.
Martin.
No, he's alive still. He's
Oh.
got bad dementia. He's like freaking ancient. I saw him.
Baccarat.
No,
The other guy,
No.
Bennett, Pat something. What's his
you're
last
close.
name? Yeah, no, I saw that thing where he was like his last show, and it was on
Yep,
like
with-
60
with
minutes or
Gaga.
something. Yeah,
Yep.
with
It's
Lady
Burt
Burt
Gaga.
Bacharach.
Yeah, that's what I said, Baccarat.
Yeah.
No, it's not. He sings the freaking San Francisco. I mean, I think everyone covered that.
Yeah,
song.
it's Burt Bacharach. That's who
No,
you're thinking of.
it's
He did the thing with
not.
Lady,
Tony
with Lady
Bennett.
Gaga. Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett.
That's
Yeah.
right, Tony Bennett. Sorry,
I
you're
saw
right.
him when he came to Jacksonville a couple years ago, and that Joker was in his 90s, and he could still flip and sing. And I
Yeah,
got to
and
see
he's-
Tony Bennett in the freaking flesh, bro.
And he's got like full on dementia.
full
and-
on
Yeah.
dementia.
But-
He could sing. He could sing, and he
played-
would be.
You gotta watch it.
It was
goosebumps thinking about it.
It is unreal,
He's not
dude.
He's not
Not
there
there.
at
He's
all.
Got a Biden thing going on.
No,
Kind of.
a little
Kind
bit.
of.
All right,
I mean,
but,
for real, kind of, dude.
Nah, come on.
Like
Anyways,
Biden. Well, Biden still he's slipping, bro. That
Yeah.
that dude's got dementia.
he ain't there yet, but he's getting there.
He's there. I think he's there, bro.
But that was what's so crazy is like he was in an interview and he couldn't even like talk
Didn't do
to
anything.
somebody
Didn't
at
know who
all.
anybody
And then
was.
goes on stage and plays like 3 fucking encores and remembers every fucking lyric.
word,
Yeah.
and then he like
Sang with
somehow,
Lady Gaga,
somehow,
too.
yeah, he's like my friend Lady Gaga. She comes out,
Wow.
she's like, that's the first time he said my name
It's
in months.
really good.
Oh.
It's like tearjerker for sure.
It's dude, it is it's powerful, man. It's
I'm
good.
just saying, like, there were also a lot of bands in the 60s, 1960 to 70
I
that
know.
were.
They were doing
just
great
think-
things. I agree.
I just think that there was so
Didn't
much
sell
more.
as many records.
For me, there was so
It's not
much
about
more character in those groups back then. That's what I think separates them from stuff that's today. I think that there's no auto tune. There was no like you have a million times to get this done. It was like you recorded like over on top of stuff. And that's why you have all that natural distortion on the older tracks because of the way they recorded, and they sound like dump because they just had to keep over recording and over recording and over recording, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
But I think that the musicianship was probably a lot better, and it had a lot more character than stuff today.
Well,
that's my 2 cents.
Oh, I don't know if I don't agree with that, but I do think that the Beatles still are. I still definitely put them on that pedestal for sure.
It's hard to be
the
like
musicianship today on those records is nearly perfect, and I don't know that.
I think they're. That's why I think they're freaking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're great musicians, and I think they have more character. I think that's why the older stuff feels a little bit more real.
Yeah.
Than stuff today.
Because you hear the mistakes and that kind of thing. Yeah.
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 That's why I like that.
That's why I
agree
like
with
Let
that,
It Be so much. It's my favorite album.
Yeah.
Because literally, that's what it is. It's just them in the studio the entire time, and I
Yeah.
don't know.
That
It's not.
album was actually
There's not a lot
recorded-
of production.
It was actually recorded before Abbey Road was, but was released after Abbey Road.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Fun
Beatles
fact.
Facts with Tony.
I got them all day, bro. I'll tell you the year each one of them were born too. All right, Lane, what's your unpopular opinion?
That
bro?
was his unpopular opinion.
Beatles aren't as great as
That
what people
was your
make them
unpopular
out to
opinion.
be.
Jesus Christ, what am I talking
He's our
about,
Lord and
bro?
Savior.
What am I
Love it. Love it.
Well, this has been an awesome episode, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
Stoked to be out here, man. It's been a good hang.
Hell yeah.
without a
It's been a
doubt.
good time, man. I love the diversity of things that we talked about.
Yeah, we'll see if they like it.
That's because I'm an outlier.
I just like how we have all these different opinions on everything. It's good.
And we're
Yeah.
sitting here
It's
not
good, man.
yelling at each other. It's amazing.
Without a doubt.
Isn't
Why
that,
would you
isn't that a
yell?
wild concept
wild
that you can be
concept.
friends and disagree?
Absolutely.
Whoa, dude.
Any person that has to yell to prove their point doesn't have a lot going on
Going
up
on
here.
up there, yeah. I agree.
That's why Joe Biden yells a lot.
That's why when we were talking about you,
Donnie too, for that
when
matter.
we-
Donnie too, bro.
Are you kidding me? But when we were talking about you screaming, I was like, I can't remember the last time that I yelled.
It's not a real yell, bro.
You know what I mean? Or screamed or anything. Like
My girlfriend has a good way of bringing that out of me.
that.
Just joking. I love you, honey.
Bernice.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Bottom of the Bill. Thank you so much, man, again for being here. We appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah, thanks a lot, bud.
We will see you guys next time.
Peace.
All right, adios, muchachos.